Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.
All right. How you guys doing today? I'm Elder Rawchaa. You are tuned into G.O.C.C. Media. All right. It's Tuesday night, and I am ready to go. All righty. We have a great topic tonight, and we will be talking about, are you more afraid of the Most High, or are you more afraid to die? So, because it's so much going on in the earth right now, and make sure you hit the like button as you come in. Shalom, everybody. It's so much going on in the earth right now. We have to keep people calm, sane, and focused to endure. I mean, we have to realize that these things are going to happen. They're going to come to pass, but it's so much fear campaign, so much fear mongering out there. And you would think that these tough, so-called tough worldly people, were ready to go. How tough they are every day in the world. When we've been telling you guys for the longest that, hey, no one's going to be able to make it through this without a God. You're either on the side of the devil, joining Satan's army, or you're going to be on the side of the Most High. So a lot of our friends, a lot of co-workers, a lot of family members, whoever, whatever, even people in the church, we have to restore that faith before it's too late. Even people in other religions have no clue of what's going on. Where is Allah? I lied. Where is He? Where is she, shall I say? The rock in Mecca. Where is she telling you what's going to happen? Everything that you're getting comes from our book, the Bible. Ishmael is not the promised seed. I'm sorry to tell you. We're going to just be straight out with you. Ishmael is not the promised seed. Okay? Esau is not the promised seed. Nothing against Ishmael, our brother, or Esau, our brother. Nothing against it. But they are not the promised seed. I've lived among you guys. No, you have been deceived no different than our people. And that's okay. Because if you want to receive salvation, there's a door you must enter. And that door is going to be Christ, the true last prophet. Muhammad is not a prophet. You are worshiping the same God, the same false idol, no different than the Catholic Church, who set up your religion. I hate to tell you, if you want to understand what's going on, you might want to tune in tonight. The only reason your people, Ishmaelites, even have money, they didn't even do anything special, because our God gave it to them. He made a promise. So you might want to worship that God. The devil didn't give you that money. You didn't do anything special in all of history except for become the white man, modern day white man, or Esau or Edom's underling. There's nothing else you did special. He used you with his blessing or his promise to kill by the sword. And that's what you did. You remember the Crusades? You remember enslaving our people? You remember that? Yeah. So there's nothing you did special. You just played a part. And our God promised Abraham that you would receive a blessing too, but you just would not receive the promise. So whatever you do with your money in this kingdom, that's up to you. We're not mad at it, because guess what? We're like, hey, we can say our God blessed, you know what I mean? Our stepbrother or half brother, whatever you want to call him. He blessed them. That's how we got the blessing. You can't look down on us, because that's our God and he chose us. You can't look down on us. Never forget that. Any of you Gentiles out there who probably don't understand what's going on, the Negro and Native Americans are the true Israelite, Jew, or Hebrews that the Bible talks about. So you may want to tune in tonight. Why am I saying it so boldly? Because our God said that we will be bold in this time. The devil cannot scare the righteous with death. Okay? Killing the righteous with death, we come back anyway. We rest in the bosom. The dead in Christ shall rise first. So what? Our Savior did it for us. The only people you get scared with death is the people who are depending on you to put food in their mouth. Right? Who are not willing to put their lives on the line for what they believe in. Which is why we told people, and we're telling people, do what you have to do. Some people are on government assistance. But eventually, obviously, you have to just understand what we're saying. That's just not going to be there forever. While you're on it, store some things up while you're on it. Buy some fruit trees. We even told you people can buy fruit trees and all that with this stuff. But it's not going to last forever. So make sure you eventually have some plans. That time needs to start now. Planning now. Now, before we go into too deep, because I know Elder just started straight off. Well, there may be people of other nations and nationalities listening, and sometimes they get it twisted or misconstrued or misunderstood. So I want them to understand, when you come into this, if you truly want salvation, humility is first, because anybody who exalts themselves will be abased. Anybody, even those of the chosen seed. Okay, even the Israelites. Okay, so we just want to put that out there. You can't get information from us if you're so-called imams, if you're leaders of your religions, your Hindu religions, your Asian religions, whatever it may be, or not telling you what's going on. We can tell you exactly what's going on from the Bible, and we will tell you tonight. Okay, your people are still coming over here in our captivity. We are in captivity right now. You would think the people who would get a blessing will be the people who built this place, but you guys are able to come over here and still benefit off of our blood, sweat, and tears. So you're not worrying about our problem, and I'm not worrying about what's going on in Palestine. I'm not worrying about what's going on in other places. I don't want to see anybody die, but I have to look out for my own first, just like you do. Don't ask me to protest for you if you're not coming over here protesting for me. And guess what? I don't feel bad about saying that. I don't want anybody to die. That's inhumane for me to be a murderer in my heart. But I must stand on the principles first. If I don't preserve what God told me to preserve, his leaders to preserve as shepherds, guess what? We don't get our promise. You want me to help you preserve your kingdom? You better preserve it. You've been blessed with a kingdom that you have now. Preserve that. You're already coming over here taking what we have. And you know what? You're getting used by the devil too, because now he's pushing your people back out of here. He's even allowed some of our people who don't know they're Israelites to come over here, trying to use us against each other through ignorance. And I pray the Most High wakes them up as well, because we have no control over what's going on. All we can do is what we are in control of. So it's just not the time for me to get emotional, right? And it's not cold-heartedness either. It's called truth and principles. So if you do want to learn something and you're not one of those Gentiles who wants to continue to follow those false gods, tune into our channel, our weekly channels. A Gathering 144 is our main channel, okay? And we come on and we broadcast on there, I think, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and then we have a Hebrew and Bible Academy, which I'm going to announce right now, really quick. This is what we have on Sundays. We have an actual school. that you guys can learn from. Okay, it's every Sunday. Sunday is not the Sabbath, but this is the day that we have our school. Okay, and so we have it on Wednesday on this channel, A Gathering 144 on YouTube. We have it on Wednesday, Friday. Okay, then we may go over to Patreon. You can go ahead. Come on. Okay, then we may go over to Patreon. I appreciate that. All right. And then we have the Sabbath lesson on Saturday. And then we go straight into our Hebrew and Bible Academy or school on Sundays. Okay, so the ancient Hebrew Academy have always been in Israel. So what you see with the Jewish people, they have actually, unfortunately, I have to just be honest with you, they have taken it from our culture. All of the wisdom you see in your universities came from Solomon, a Negro black man. Negro just means black. Okay, so when you read in the Bible, don't be shocked about that. Even your people know. That's why Mahmoud Ahmadinejad said, how can the Jews leave black and return white? So the people who came there in 1948 and even before that, they were converting during the time of Hyrcanus with Herod. There was already a conversion there when you read in the historical book of Josephus, Flavius Josephus. Okay. They were learning after our ways. So they are Jews. They are Jewish. They are something like a Jew because they worship the Sabbath and they follow some laws, but they are not Jews by blood. So some of you youth, some of you Arabs and you Middle Eastern people who are in your youth, you probably don't understand that history. But ask some of your fathers, who are the true Jews according to the Bible, and what was their color? Ask them, they'll know. They enslaved us. They're still enslaving some of the people in Sudan. They're even enslaving some of our Filipino brothers and sisters in Saudi Arabia. Those are part of God's people. You might want to start letting them go. Because now that our God have blessed you, you know what I mean? You have your hand on his chosen. And our kingdom is coming and opening up as this one falls. So enjoy your money. Enjoy your money in Jeddah. Do whatever you need to do in all of your nice places and travel. I would, because the time is running out. You didn't give our God thanks. You gave Allah thanks. Okay? All of you have given your false idols thanks. You forgot the true God. Really, you haven't forgotten. You have always worshiped other gods. So we're going to show you, because all of you people are destroying the earth through your foolishness and your foolish gods and your foolish idols. We're going to show you in Christ's kingdom how the earth shall be restored and supposed to be ran again. So, and if you want to learn about this, how it all started, how it happened, who is who, meaning what nationality is which nationality, where did this all start? We have some in-depth lessons here in our Hebrew and Bible Academy. First, the website is historytimes.org. And we have a theme that we're going into. It's called The War of the Gods. Do you truly understand the origin of the gods? Well, you're going to find that and more here on historytimes.org. Now, it does cost. It's not for free, but we do sometimes give free seats away if you truly cannot afford it. Okay, but that's not to many people because it supports the work. In-depth lessons on origins of angels, the reason Adam fell. So you have the origins of the angels, because many people just understand little rumors and what folk tales are. But guess what? We can actually show you a little bit of all of that, but the whole truth and nothing but the truth according to the scriptures, ancient biblical texts, and we can even go into other texts to show you how that translates and correlates together. It all comes from our biblical records. The origin of angels. Some of them, the Gentiles forefathers worship still to this day. So we have the reason Adam fell. What we have in common as people, or as the image of the Most High, male and female, is that we all came off of that boat. But after the boat, there was a upright or righteous seed that the Most High said a promise would come through. And his son, who would have to come down from the heavens, or what you guys call the universe, he would have to come down and actually be a sacrifice to save God's people who he had made a promise to. And that's the seed of Jacob. It's not Ishmael, it's not Esau. But you guys can also join in and follow Christ and be able to live forever in your own lands where you were originally. You're going to learn that in some of these lessons. The true understanding of the Antichrist. Okay? Many people, Christians, especially Christians. We were all Christians before so-called Christians, and they taught us about the rapture and the Antichrist. These things are just not true. There is an Antichrist, but it's a beast system. That's why you keep hearing about the beast in the book of Revelations. It's a government system that is before you now and was before us in that time, during the time of Christ and Paul. Okay? So we want you to understand the true understanding of the Antichrist. Okay? The true doctrine to the Gentiles. Can Gentiles be saved? Yes, they can be saved. Do not confuse our church with other people who are saying the blacks are the real Jews, because some of those people are even saying that the Native Indians and the Hispanics are not Israelites, but they are. Don't confuse the two. We don't hate any nation. We do keep it straight with you. And guess what? Keeping it straight does not mean that we hate people. Telling the truth does not make one hate one another. Meaning you should prefer your own, I should prefer my own, but we can all follow Christ together as one body. There's nothing bad about that. Okay? You're not going to let me come over there and start restaurants. We let you come over here to our neighborhoods and do gas stations and everything. Now, in your mind, you're probably like, you don't have a say-so. But what I'm saying is we still allow you, because just like you see all types of protests and stuff, we could tear these stores down when we want to, but that's not being civilized. So we still allow you to do that. You wouldn't allow us to come to your country and do such things. So there is a true doctrine to the Gentiles, meaning the righteous Gentiles who serve the true God, whose name is I am that I am, or in ancient Hebrew, Ahaya, Ashur, Ahaya. Okay? Yes, there's a true doctrine for those who receive that God and his son named Yeshua. Okay? Or we call him as a whole, Yeshaya, my Savior. Okay? So, the true doctrine to the Gentiles. And we have live interviews from doctors and other guests to come. Okay? It's 3 months. Okay? And if you are working, you can still get the recorded class to come back and watch it on your own time. Okay? Which includes 12 weeks of live historical biblical lessons, viewable for 30 days. Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via a private Ustream link that cannot be shared with others. This class is specifically for those who choose to be studious for them and their self. If anyone else wants to join, we ask that they join on their own. Okay, because we do have tests for this specific person. All right, you do get free PDF booklets, you get world news, and you get to learn the original language that God intended for us to speak in the beginning until life started to happen, which is the ancient Hebrew. Okay, not the modern Hebrew that the Jews or the Jewish people who converted into. We don't have a religion called Judaism. They just made that up, but they're calling themselves us. But the Bible says in Revelations 2:9, I know the blasphemy of them who say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. All of you guys know out there that the whole world on that side really is people of color outside of the so-called white man. Doesn't mean that white people are bad. This is just the truth about it. Okay, so even you should know that's called common sense. All right, so we're going to teach you about the nations and how the white man actually came about. Even dealing with some of the black, so-called black Canaanite people, some of them who had leprosy. All right, so all of this will be taught in our Hebrew and Bible Academy. I just wanted to put that announcement out there really quick. Okay, So, yes, there's so many things going on out there right now, and Christ told us, let no man deceive us. And sometimes, if possible, they could deceive the very elect. I remember waking up. And I remember sending Elder something about, I sent them something about, I forget this guy's name, but I'm going to play the video. But it was talking about us being on it's Kennedy, the guy Kennedy. It was talking about putting us on a different vaccine schedule. And when I first woke up and heard it, I said, I'm like, hold up, what is this guy? Did he switch on us? But no, come to find out, all he was saying is that our immune system is stronger and we really don't need it. Not that I trust him, not that I follow this guy and everything, but he was really saying that we don't really need it like Esau or the rest of the nations in a sense. Our immune systems are really stronger. Okay, so we're having different effects with it. And so this is how they're going to get our people. The Most High can work in any government because the angels, when you read even in the testament of Adam, the angels are working behind the scenes through everything. They are working through this all. There's no fear that we need to have about anything. The Most High is in total control, and we're going to read that in the scriptures tonight. But this is how they can get us as a people, guys. If we keep following the race thing, they're racist. I'm noticing that as long as we focus on race, they're going to continue to make our people follow a narrative. All of our people who still think it's about black and white, they're going to be totally deceived. It have nothing to do with black and white. Okay, it has something to do with nation against nation, Esau against Jacob, yes. But don't forget, if you focus on black and white, there's some black people, black East Indians, black Ethiopians who are trying to kill you just the same like a so-called white man. Okay, just so you know. Because the woman who was talking to this man, she said that's dangerous. As if she's pushing for our people to get something in their arms. Yeah, he's a flip-flopper, but we need to focus on educating ourselves to what they are actually saying. You have to be very careful how they're wording things today. So it's like they have to try to word things in a certain way to do their mission and also not get attacked. So you know what I mean? Because they don't really want an anti-vaxxer in you know what I mean, in office like that, working in the government. They don't really want that. So he has to be wise how he says things. And our sisters are so quick to open their mouth, but they're not quick to close them on time. Have you noticed that? Our sisters are so quick to open their mouth through ignorance, but not know when to close their mouth. Have you not noticed that with our sisters? I seen a sister at the gas station and, you know, on Instagram, and a white man pulled a gun on her. He was in the wrong. But the brothers are telling her, and obviously these guys are on cell phones recording everything. I mean, we have no more bravery. Not that they should go and be crash dummies, but they're telling the sister, just walk away. We got everything on camera. We can give you the license plate. You can sue this guy, whatever the case may be. She's steady mouthing off. Our sisters are so quick to open their mouth, but not know when to close them. And then they need a savior later, after they're done opening their mouth. It's seen that men, even in their brute strength, know when to close their mouth. Right? So, I'm just saying, this is what's going on right now. Let me see if I can actually find that video really quick. Let me see. It's a lot going on right now. You got this thing of the tariff war going on. right? You got planes falling out the sky, making people think that we shouldn't fly anymore. Well, how are you going to get out of here? They're sending foolish people overseas so that these countries won't accept our people when it's time for us to get out of here and all that. We're going to talk about it all tonight. Fair use for educational purposes only. Let me play this video first. Fair use.
Right now,
will you guarantee do what every other major country does? That's a simple question.
And by the way, Bernie, the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies, it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, no,
and
no,
protecting
no,
their interests.
Oh, I thought that would, no. I ran for president like you. I got millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
In 2020, you were the single largest
because I had
receiver of pharmaceutical money.
Contributions from workers all over this country. Workers,
you were the single,
not a nickel from corporate
Bernie,
tax.
you were the single largest acceptor of pharmaceutical dollars.
No, from workers in
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million. All right, but.
Yeah, you heard him. He said out of 200 million. Yep. So he tried to slide it in there.
You have not answered. Last question.
I'm going to make.
So this man, he's really an anti-vaxxer according to his views. There was PBS News there. But I have another video I wanted to show. I mean, it's a lot going on right now, guys. My goodness. Let me see if I can find that video there. Let me see here. Where is that video? I know I sent that to Elder. I'm trying to find that there. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, here we have it here. There we go. Fair use, educational purposes only. There we go.
The following, and I quote, "We should not be giving black people the same vaccine schedule that's given to whites because their immune system is better than ours."
Now I want you to understand something. I woke up in the morning hearing this, so I was just like, the first thing I'm like, okay, I'm hearing that, but I'm like, hold up, I know this dude is an anti-vaxxer, and I'm like, I really had to re-listen to this thing. How she's speaking with the emotion will make you think that she's for black people, fighting for black people, but really she's with these liberals. Okay, and I want to know, did her children take it? Did she take it? Or is she one of the snakes on the side? Speaking up, not knowing what the heck she's talking about. Huh? Not knowing she's trying to send our people to the fire as they trying to push this Ebola. They trying to push this bird thing, talking about, oh, you shouldn't buy eggs, you shouldn't buy chicken. And obviously we had to use wisdom. I'm going to the store today. I see the eggs are low. And you know, I have chickens, but sometimes they're molting in the winter and sometimes they slow down in the winter time. But all you have to do is just get a little bit more chickens and then you'll still have enough eggs for your family. But I do think there's something going on because of what Trump is doing with the CDC and otherwise and the World Health Organization. But I'm just not falling for these worldly people who are afraid, sending messages all over the place when they really have no clue of what the hell is going on, pushing fear. Because in one breath, they can say, hey, you better watch out for this. But then they come with this other stuff. We're going to see who really bends and takes that mark then. Because we've been following this thing the whole ride. They're really crafty with their witchcraft and how they do things. That's why Christ had to say, let no man deceive you. They can be very crafty in how they come with their emotion. Listen to this sister. I mean, she's a beautiful sister. I mean, she got her hair done. You would think like, yeah, you can go off the image of a person and think she's fighting for the black people. Well, this white man is saying we don't really need these vaccines the same way. He has to be very careful how he does things and words things here. Okay, because in order for you to get in and change something, you can't just be gun-ho the whole way with everything. That's just not how this government works. So what some of our people think they can get in and change things, they have another thing coming. They have no clue. If Christ couldn't change it, unfortunately, we will not be able to change it. I know it feels good. It feels Israelite. You feel good in your Israelite zealous patriotism. But, you know.
Can you please explain what you meant?
There's a series of studies, I think most of them by Poland, that show that to particular antigens that blacks have a much stronger reaction. There's differences in reaction to different products by different races.
So I have 17 seconds left. Let me just ask you then. So what different vaccine schedule would you say I should have received? What different?
So she takes the glasses off as if she's about to whip some behind and all that. Listen, sister, you ain't finna bust a grape. You don't even know you're putting your own people in the fire. So let me tell you, it was very tactful how she did it. How these Democrats, use their demonic energy. And I pray that this sister she's just ignorant. I pray that she's just ignorant because this has to stop. We need brothers to represent us. We need brothers to represent us.
Vaccine schedule should I have received?
I mean, the Poland article suggests that blacks need fewer antigens than.
This is so dangerous.
You get the same measles vaccine.
Mr. Kennedy, with all due respect, that is so dangerous.
Let the man finish. Don't interrupt the man when he's speaking if you really want the true answer, regardless if we don't have a lot of time or not. Right? Like Rock said, if our immunity is stronger, we shouldn't need more. We shouldn't need more.
Your voice would be a voice that parents would listen to. That is so dangerous. I will be voting against your...
That is so dangerous. No, you know what dangerous is? You know what dangerous is? Letting the black man leave the household and not speaking up for the black man who you're going to need to support and protect you in this time. You know what's dangerous? That our sisters speaking up as if they can hold it down as a man. That all of these type of things are dangerous. Raising LGBT men in our community, that's dangerous. When you don't really hear the sad stories that happens with this stuff. And I'll play some of that just so you can see.
Because science. Your views are dangerous to our state and to our country. Where you said,
let me tell you, our sisters are getting ready to see that it is not a game. Right? They're getting ready to see it is not a game. You have a headline live now on Fox. It says, and it won't show me when I'm looking at it like that. It says, I'm going to show him who the hunter is. President Trump unleashes a Laken Riley on migrant killer. Yeah, let me tell you, Esau is showing you exactly who they are. Yeah, let me show you what's dangerous here. Since she wants to talk. This is something that we allowed too. But let's show you that it's not all peaches and cream here. Fair use educational purposes only.
You're next, and you can begin.
Good morning.
This is her views about how she went through something about they lied to me about my gender. This is how she feels. This is her freedom of speech. It's just used for educational purposes only, so people of religious people who are in religions to have their free will.
Chloe Cole, and I'm a detransitioner. Another way to put that would be
Detransitioner.
to believe that I was born in the wrong body, and the adults in my life whom I trusted affirmed my belief, and this caused me lifelong, irreversible harm. I speak to you today as a victim of one of the biggest medical scandals.
Irreversible harm. Irreversible. When you sell your soul to the devil, he sells you a whole dream. Tell a lie vision. Tell a vision. He's telling you a vision. Selling you a dream, a wolf ticket.
History of the United States of America. I speak to you in the hope that you will have the courage to bring the scandal to an end and ensure that other vulnerable teenagers, children, and young adults don't go through what I went through. At the age of 12, I began to experience what my medical team would later diagnose as gender dysphoria. I was well into an early puberty, and I was very uncomfortable with the changes that were happening to my body. I was intimidated by male attention, and when I told my parents that I felt like a boy,
she was intimidated by male attention. I wish our sisters who was educated realize you have been weaponized against your own men. This is what you need to be fighting for. Fighting to restore and keep those who will protect you. Your son may be small when you're raising him, but if you have someone else who looks like him raising him, then guess what? That's another safe little black girl from being taken, from being harmed, from being institutionalized. That man child. They see all through war, they would always keep the women, but they want to kill the man, enslave the man, take the man's mind, like what you see going on with our brother Kanye West. He if that's the real Kanye West here, he's going out, he has his girl with no clothes on, still promoting their agenda. Right? It's our men who we're losing, sisters. That's what we need. We need you to back the man. That's why you were made. We don't need to hear anything else. Back the man. That's why you were made.
in retrospect, all I meant was that I hated puberty, that I wanted this newfound sexual attention to go away, that I looked up to my brothers a little bit more than I did to my sisters. I came out as transgender in a letter I sent on the dining room table. My parents were immediately concerned. They felt like they needed to get outside help from medical professionals, but this proved to be a mistake. It immediately set our entire family down a path of ideologically motivated deceit and coercion. The gender specialist I was taking.
So that's all they showed on that. But I'm gonna tell you, is that not something we need to be fighting for? Hey, because if you got the man in the house, anybody in the house who try to turn like that, that man is pulling that. Hey, he pulling that rod out. He ain't letting none of that happen. That's what you need to raise a nation. That's what you should have been fighting against. Okay? Not about who's racist. You need to be more racist for your own black men. Meaning, when I say racist, loving your own. And I didn't come on here to blame our sisters. What I'm saying is, it's no blame. We can't blame anybody. But you're talking about these so-called educated ones that we think, oh man, all we focusing on is a good argument about somebody's racist. It looked like the people who's more racist is doing better than us. Maybe we need to be a little racist. And I'm not talking about hating other nations. I mean loving our own. When I'm saying racist, I mean preferring and loving our own. But it's a little too late for that. Now, only thing we can love is those who are righteous and following God's commandments. Because the same women talking all that crap is going to be same ones afraid. The same one who pushed the man away, now they need the man. I don't know what I'm going to do with this boy. It's too hard to raise him. I can deal with the girl. I can't deal with the boy. We need some soldiers raised. Well, without men raising them, there's not going to be any soldiers. You have created more LGBT. Even though they look like a man, when they're put in, hey, in certain situations, they will not know how to handle themselves against proper men. Let me tell you, they better off going to a puffy party like Usher. Send them to Puffy, just like that black woman did Usher. There you go. Or you can have them trading places. Okay? You got some Israelites who loves to argue for celebrities. We would love for anyone to come into the truth, celebrity or not. But I'm not sitting here arguing for no celebrity. I'm gonna say like Christ, you shall know them by their fruit. Ye shall know them by their fruit. Hey, I'm sorry. I was telling the congregation Saturday, I love the old school people, but I'm going to tell you right now, the tight pants and the bell bottoms was LGBT. I'm sorry. Maybe you wasn't acting like that, but that wasn't it. Because nowadays, I'm like, hold up. I went to Zara the other day to get me a little clothing. It was a bunch of LGBT around in that thing. And you know what's the main clothing I saw? So the old school people think in their time that was in, and everybody thinks something is in their time. But I'm sorry, they got y'all too. I'm sorry, they got y'all too. I don't want to hear you had the afros and y'all was rocking and dancing. I get that, but I'm sorry, that was LGBT with the little shirts coming down. You had on total onesies for, like women coming in, taco meat out. You know what I mean? I know you was dancing. I get it. Tight leather pants. It's like, hold up. They have gotten us so deceived thinking that let me tell you, nah, bruh. When I went into Zara, I'm like, hold up. This thing is changing, bruh. Like, it's straight bell bottoms and platform shoes. What dude is wearing that? I remember seeing that when I was growing up. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little confused. Until I grew up to a man, I'm like, nah. When I'm looking back into it, when I hear the true stories of a lot of these celebrities, they made great music. No one's gonna take that away from them. But I'm sorry, it was a lot of sugar in the tank. Prince was an amazing artist, and I don't think that he liked men. Like I said, I don't think that he liked men. But I have to say that his clothes were soft. I'm just sorry to tell you the truth. I can't make excuse because that's just the truth about it. I've been hearing a lot about Pharrell, and when I seen this picture, I said, you know what? I tried to give Pharrell a pass, but every time he keeps wearing this soft stuff, I'm starting to realize. And then they made this post, and guess what song they had? Trading Places. Okay? I see why the women are afraid. They have no men to protect them. This is what they created. And look, instead of her standing behind her man, she's standing behind him when he turns to a woman. Our women are now standing behind us when we turn into a woman under them. When we bow down to them and what they say, like in the garden, the same reason why Adam fell, which is why we teach that lesson in Hebrew and Bible Academy, guess what? There you go. They like, you want us to stand behind you? You need to vote Democrat, and you need to let me wear the pants. There's your picture right there. Huh? All you Israelites out there, man, he know we the Jews. I'm not doubting nobody. I'm not kicking the man when he's down. I want to see it happen, and I want to see him sit in class. And guess what? If they don't sit in class and they want to stay behind the scenes, that's cool too. But when you pop these joints on and you put them platform shoes on, I ain't never seen no real gorilla run down the street in no platform shoes. I'm sorry. Back in the days, the guys with the afros, they had on Converse. Them platform shoes, you know, and I'm not saying these brothers was, you know, gay, but them clothes are soft. We gonna tell it how it is. They deceived us with Nipsey Hussle. They brought in Drake later. Guess who else they deceived you with? Tupac. They deceived you with Tupac too. Yeah. They deceived you with Tupac. I mean, man. Let me see if I can find that really quick. And I love the actor of Tupac. But as I became a man and when I was in the streets, and I'm saying if I'm going to be real, I got to be all the way real. I had to just be honest about it. I'm like, I love Tupac, but I'm sorry to tell you, the brother was soft. And if you got Candace Owens having to come out and say that, you know what I mean? It's pretty bad. Let me see if I can find this, man. Oh my goodness, this thing is crazy. Let me see if I can find this. I'm probably not going to be able to find it. I'll come back to it because we have to continue. I'm going to come back to it. Let me tell you. Let me tell you right now. This is what the black woman need to be worrying about right now, so they won't be afraid. Letting your man take control again. Time to let the men take control again. Because Tupac, he got pictures holding hands with another dude in the car. He got pictures with his pants down in front of other men. And I can go on and on and on. I'm sorry to say, he was a plant. Now he was a young man. He probably would have later down the line, as he learned to stay in his role, like Michael J. White said, he stayed in his role of bishop on the movie he played. Hopefully he would have tried to stay in the role of that when he finally got around gangsters. He changed within like 2 years, he said. But I'm sorry to say, we need to focus on fearing the Most High and what he can do. Because let me tell you right now, all of the news and things coming out of the planes crashing, and really people are saying that plane might have been a missile falling, the one that fell in Philadelphia, so-called. Planes catching on fire in Texas. It's all type of stuff going on right before our Passover. I don't know if we're going to be able to fly the Passover. Let me tell you something right now. If the Most High wants to take your soul, he going to take it. If somebody do something, it's people who get shot in the head and still don't die. And it's people who get shot in lesser places and die. If it's time for you to go, it's time for you to go. Not saying be a crash dummy. Not saying don't use wisdom. But we must follow and endure and do what our God says to do while the devil's bringing his wrath on the unrighteous. Period. I want to go to Matthew 10 and 28 really quick. Matthew 10 and 28. We have to start calling things for what they are. And leaving space for grace, humility, and repentance. Never not doing that. But not holding on to things that were never ours in the beginning. Like I said, I went in that Zara, I'm like, every shoe was platform, about this thick. I said, no wonder I seen that guy. I always forget his name because I'm not really interested in these guys like that. The Benjamin guy who played for the Houston Rockets, the tall guy who was shooting the three-pointers. He had on these bell bottoms and these platform shoes. No wonder he was all up on this one Hispanic dude. And then later we found out the Hispanic dude was sweet. What's his name? James Harden. I'm like, where's this style coming from? It's like whatever they feel they see in England or Europe, like that's like the foundation of fashion. No, I'm sorry. The foundation of fashion is whatever you make it. Not where the Queen of England comes from. Judah is the one who makes fashion. You don't follow what Esau's talking about. Oh man, just because it's you ain't get this from the Fendi store or the Zara or the Giorgio Armani store, you ain't dressing. And you go buy some ugly Kanye sneakers. Like Kanye, if you're going to tell us about Adidas, you at least got to come out with some fly sneakers. Your sneakers is whack, brother. I'm telling you right now. I love you. I love the fact that you find out we Israelite, but those sneakers are garbage. And they're overpriced. And that's just the truth about it. You need to find Christ for real. Let's go. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. Check it out again. I want you, those of you who say you follow the Most High, understand. Nothing's going to be easy. Christ himself didn't want to die. He prayed, he said, Most High, if this cup can pass me, please let it pass. But if I have to do it according to your will, that's what I'm going to do. It's not about being tough and cocky, because when you get put in a situation for real, it's heart pounding. It's stressful. It's not an easy thing. But what choice are you going to make? You're going to be afraid to die and still burn in hell, or go through whatever trials and tribulations of what it's going to take to endure through the kingdom to make it through, doing the will of the one who made you. Regardless of anything, we were made to do the will of the Most High. Make sure you hit that like button. Verse 28 again says, and fear not them which kill the body. They get glory in feeling like they have control over killing your body. But don't forget, in the book of Maccabees, when the Greeks were taking over our people, and like when they killed those, was it the 7 sons? He was so angry that they were not afraid of him, and that the power he thought he had, he killed them. But he didn't feel powerful because they didn't beg for their life. So don't you understand? All of this news coming out is to push fear. That's why I made the thumbnail like that. It's just the Wizard of Oz that it talks about in Isaiah. Is this the man that deceived the whole world? This little dude right here, this little Mark. Right? But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Or not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father. Meaning what? 2 sparrows are sold, for a farthing. They're the same birds. But one of them, not one of them shall fall without the Most High allowing it. That's what I'm saying. He is the one in charge of your soul. No one can go without the Most High allowing it. The devil has to push fear, and for you to allow your own self for him to take you out through your fear. They say it's a sickness. They say it's a cold. You run over here and do this, you have given him power. See? But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. The person who made you, he knows how many hairs are on your head. You don't even know that. Fear ye not, therefore. Ye are of more value than birds. So even when the birds of my creation die, they die by my hand. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, being afraid, following their ways, instead of these commandments and these laws that he's taught us, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Okay? Think not that I'm come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace. Don't listen to these Christians telling you that Christ is coming back for peace. He's not coming back for peace, to hold hands and skip through the flowers. There's no such thing as a white Christ. Caesar Borgia is not Christ, whom some of you know as Jesus Christ. That's who we believe in. We believe in Christ, the Son of God, the living God. There's no J's in Hebrew, but we understand that you guys call him Jesus. He's never been white. Some of our people have went to the Roman catacombs and all that, and the white people, they had told them that he's not white and that picture is just art. Facts. Okay? So he's not coming back for peace. He says what? Because we're going to be in these times, and some of the people who are afraid will give you up. The people who are afraid will give you up because they're going to think that you think you're better than them. Because you're like, man, I'm not worrying about that. They want you to be afraid with them. So, because guess what? When they feel like they want to take the mark of the beast or whatever comes, they know they feel afraid and coward. But they feel afraid and coward alone. They don't know if they're making the right choice, so they want to take you down with them. Yeah. So be a G and be brave about your own choices. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father and daughter against his mother. Why? Because there's going to be choices of those who's going to follow the Most High through bravery and fear him through his commandments and loving him through his commandments, or those who fear the beast government Antichrist system. These are the two people who are contrary, those who fear the devil and those who fear the Most High. People can say they don't fear the devil by talking, but ye shall know them by their fruit. Okay? You can tell a person like that in life alone. By how they react to certain situations in life alone. Okay? And we're not talking about people who chase money. Anybody who can chase money. Okay? You can tell if you see the principles of Christ in this person. When you see the principles of Christ, honor, diligence, respect, humility, then you're going to know, even if they don't look like a tough person, who you're dealing with. Okay? It's getting real out here. I'm in the grocery store today and I see some Edomites in front of me saying, you know, we went to Kroger's and we saw the chicken was a little cheaper there today. I mean, because we went to a normal store of HEB, something happened where their Wi-Fi went off and you had to just use cash. So I said, okay, I'm going to go to Kroger's really quick to get something. I really don't usually shop there, only for certain things. And the chicken breast was very cheap. And she said, boy, you guys got a lot of chicken breasts. I said, yeah, I got a big family. I have a big family. And she said, yeah, I got the chicken thigh. It was an Edomite lady and a woman. And for some reason, their card or something that wasn't working or whatever. I don't know if they were on government assistance or not. I have no clue. But, you know, she was just like, yeah, I got a lot of them. And then I guess I hear the person saying in the background while I'm talking to my wife, there's only this much on the card. And then they left. I said, boy, it's crazy now that Esau, things are so expensive and the interest rates are high. Everything's expensive. Esau is even going through it now. When Esau is going through it, you know our sisters who's unfortunately depending on the government and their daddy, Esau, because they'll listen to the white man when it's time for a check. Even brothers will do it too. But then they won't. We can't listen to our own shepherds and our own people trying to wake us up. This is what I'm noticing. This is how real it's getting. So we're going to have to bond together as Israelites. And when I say Israelites, I'm not talking about other churches. In my church, I'm talking about those who are in the body of the Gathering of Christ church. The Most High will bring the elect to the elect. There's no gathering Israelites because Christ couldn't do it himself. So you people who's making songs and you're trying to hold hands and kumbaya, it's just not going to work. I don't know why the youth comes in and thinks that they can do better than people who've been here a long time with experience. But it's okay. Let them try. Let them try. Okay? So it says, verse 36, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Or you're going to follow Eve again? And when I say Eve listened to the devil. So this can be man or woman, meaning any of our friends, family, co-workers listening to the devil, are you going to follow them? Because if you're going to follow them, Christ is like, you're not worthy of me. Okay, you can follow people through their emotions and their fear all you want to, but you're not going to be worthy of Christ. Okay, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. But man, I can't leave my daughter. You know, I know she this. Listen, get it together. Christ made both of you, just like he just talked about the two sparrows. He commands whichever one's going to live and whichever one's going to die. Okay? And he that taketh his cross and follow after me, and he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. Those of you who have signed up for this, you have gotten baptized and you feel like I'm just going to walk away. This wasn't about friendship. This was about your soul. Some of you join this because you want to be homies and friends. We're supposed to love the body anyway. But some people, they didn't join it for that. They joined it because they are homies and friends and they made memories. That's good. These things are good. But you grow older. You're not a child anymore. You must put away childish things. Okay? Some people get put into positions. Some people travel. They had to do different works. And people want to just remember how they first started. People are going to grow and have to do more works. It's not about that. Right? So they create offenses and turn into Judases. They want to be in a clique. There you go, Sharon Brown. They want to create cliques. You got sister cliques. You got people who was in the street life. They think they can relate cliques. You got music cliques. You have little cliques like this. You have ministry cliques. And then these same people takes communion and swear that they don't have an offense against people. You guys got to get that together. But let's continue. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. Okay? He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. We're going to leave it there for that. We're going to go into Sirach 2 soon. I want to show some more of what we're talking about here. This is why we're having fear. Look, let me show you. You have no men to protect you. If you have men standing up representing as men, you wouldn't hear black people walking around talking about they have fear. If you had Israelites like our church, not to toot our horn, and just men in general standing up, teaching our people correctly and teaching independence of who we are, like more of it, our nation wouldn't have fear. Do you think that the lionesses, and they're going to fight because they have to fight, but you don't think they feel more protected when that male lion comes along, when they trying to take that buffalo down and then the male lion sees them, they're not able to get it. The male lion comes along, he just jumps on it. One bite to the neck, the buffalo came down. He can pretty much take the buffalo down by himself most times. You don't think they feel more protected? But we've given all our men to Satan. Okay? Through neglect, through participating in their liberal system, not knowing. Our people suffer for a lack of knowledge. So right now, what we're seeing online is a bunch of people complaining about Trump through race again. This is what we're seeing all of a sudden. We didn't vote for Trump or we didn't vote for Biden. We voted for Christ, meaning we're focused on Christ coming back. We understand that all of this must play out while people are, falling for the narrative. So we have this pastor here. I don't know this pastor. I don't follow him, but I have to commend this man for standing up like a man. Because women are just allowing this stuff. They're allowing this little guy I showed last time, Shamar. They're buying tickets to go and see something that they created. It's like they are happy with the fruits of their labors. But when it's time for protection, who's going to protect you? These men are acting like women. They're going to be hiding with you. Fair use, educational purposes only.
You leave my church and go put on man clothes and don't come here like that no more.
Thank you, Jesus.
I hold a standard in here. Whatever you do on the outside is your business. But I will not let drag queens come in here. And y'all gonna come in here, you're gonna dress like a man. Now, whatever you do on the outside, that's your business. But when you come in this house, if you a man, dress like a man.
Now, I have to commend them, brother. I can't expect every pastor to be perfect. Now, in our church, we want to know what you're doing on the outside. We want to know what we don't want fornicators of that in the church. Because, you know, before you know it, they're coming to the church. Even if they dress as a man or not, they slowly bring in children or those of the same sex out with them. Now we let wolves in sheep clothing now. So I commend him what he's doing. At least he's saying something when other pastors are not saying anything. But we want to know about your lifestyle. It ain't know what you're doing on the outside. If you're doing it on the outside, you stay on the outside. You're not coming in the sheepfold, okay, with wolves too. We're not doing that. You basically a sheep. You didn't live. You didn't deal with wolves, and now you have sheep, have wolf coming back. We're not dealing with that. But I still got to commend the man because no one's speaking up anymore.
You're a woman. You dress like a woman. I'm not going to allow it. My salvation is more important. And God is holding me accountable.
There you go.
Now, whatever you do outside these doors, I don't bash, I don't judge. But when you come in here, you will not be a drag queen. Amen. The Holy Ghost tell me in my spirit that is drag queen sitting here with wigs on. I'm going to ask you to be removed from the sanctuary. Because you cannot, I will not play this bit. You will not, I don't care if you don't clap and you don't like it, don't come here. You will not be wearing wigs and heels and fooling people up in here. Come on. You can fool people, but see, I got the Holy Ghost for real. I can pick your spirit up in the back of the church. Hallelujah. Can you leave my...
Right? Don't y'all want these type of men who gonna speak up for y'all? You don't want the Lion of Judah to roar? That's why y'all got fear out there. What we gonna do? Don't ask us what we gonna do in this time if you ain't following us the whole time with us. Don't ask what we gonna do. Right? That's one thing I will say about the young men who, unfortunately, they had to go, you know what I mean, in the street life. Some of these guys, not all of them, some of these guys, they understood, like, listen, I'm not just finna bow to the white man. They probably didn't understand the full war they had to fight, just like I didn't. But they was like, nah, I'm against all of this, and I'm riding and dying for what I feel. I'm not finna be controlled by the white man. Do you know what it feels like when I look online and I see first round draft pick? I literally could have went to the NBA. I literally could have done anything I want to do in my life. I literally could have done music. I'm not just saying that. I'm talking about literally. If you know me and you know, I literally could have done that. I'm not just, you know how some people will say these stories and you like, bruh, it's like I had a friend who said, man, I used to dunk. And I'm like, I like to prove people about what they say. I've already been proven when I get on that court. Yeah, I believe Elder. But I wasn't just saying that. Like, I had entry to a lot of this stuff. But I had a friend who said, man, yeah, you know, I can dunk. I'm like, okay. I've seen cats 5'3" dunking. They were doing windmills with me. Cats 5'6". Okay, we used to just go back and forth doing windmills, just dunking like this in the recreational center and all that. But what I'm saying is, my friend, I'm like, you know, who I used to run the street with, he was always hating on me on the side. I'm like, dude, you can't dunk. And let me tell you, he's like, man, I'm telling you. I said, well, this is how I'll know if you were able to even do that. Even if you fell off a little bit, you'll even be able to touch the rim. He couldn't even barely touch the bottom of the net. Right? And I'm getting a little older, but boy, it's some things that I still can do. I told my daughter the other day, she saw me hop up on that hay, that bale of hay. I said, baby, you think I can jump up on this hay? She said, no. I said, don't you ever doubt me. I sure hopped up on that hay. See, let me tell you. So, you know, it's just certain things that when I see that I'm like, man, I'm glad the Most High took me away from that, and that I denied that. I'm not knocking nobody for what they went through, because the Most High might have used them in that time, and they come to the truth, and now they went through that to get experience about it. We have sports players who have went into these things, but when I look and I see first round draft pick, you know what I see? Auction block. Don't stop what you're doing because of what I'm saying. If you're going to be in it, you got to have a mission and understand the will of the Most High and how this thing all works. Most High might use you, who knows? But understand what I'm saying. When I see first round draft pick, I see white men sitting at the top who they're going to pick just like on a slave yard. We didn't put them through our schooling. We didn't put them through our educational system to come out and to pick them in front of everybody. It's really just the auction block, a live auction block once again. And then you can tell that's that because these same Negroes, they think they're better than people. They kind of be corny. It's like some of these military cats. They've turned patriotic and they don't remember where they come from. And they become real corny. It's almost like they be Uncle Tom corny. I'm like, dude, do you know where you from? I understand you got discipline, but that's not how you talk. You become like LeBron James and all these cats. Y'all brothers need to come to the truth. Come back to who you really are. It's okay that you went through that, but don't forget where you came from. I had to give a little credit to some of these brothers in the streets who just like, nah. Because me, I'm like, nah. If I can't sit up there with the white man and watch the game when I want to, I'm not feeling that. He going to be telling me run up and down, do all of this stuff. I'm just not feeling that. And I can tell I wasn't made to be under these people like that. I want to be able to sit down and watch the game with you too, up there, all the way in the top seat. Right? Because all these brothers coming out, you see their faces, it's just modern day slavery. Who's going to play for us? Who's going to make money for our future generations? That's why I told my son, nah, I don't care what nobody else do. I'm not knocking them for what they do, but you will be a business owner. You will run the family business. Let me tell you, I'd rather work a job, save my little ducks, save me a little money, start a business before he like, man, I need you to come to practice day, run up and down. Man, please. Right? Because the reason why I'm saying that, because half of these cats, they'll get up there and they won't. It's only a few of them like Kyrie Irving of people who will give to foundations and just help their people in the community. It's only a few of them. I would love it if more of them did that, but most of them turn into Uncle Toms, kissing the Jewish person's hand. So it just, to me, you're a sucker. No diddy. Right? Yeah. We're not done though. Let's talk about what's going on here, why fear is coming out. We've been hearing this man's mouth, Arnold Schwarzenegger's nephew.
Just before we start.
Fair use educational purposes only.
You said you were up till 4 in the morning?
Yeah, so, actually a little more like 5 in the morning. But
okay.
We got to the XAI data center, or supercomputer center, training from beginning installation to start of training in 19 days, which is the fastest that anyone has ever gotten a supercomputer to train.
And is that in that new building off the side?
That's in Memphis, actually.
It's in Memphis?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's where you were?
Yeah.
I see.
Memphis, the capital of ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing what?
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah, I wish that was funny. Yeah, okay, so I want to talk to you about alignment.
I wish that was funny.
Yeah, right.
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from. Huh? This is the guy whose people are all excited about. Listen, just give me my little crypto bag real quick so I can help get through this thing. If it be the Most High's will, that's all you good for. This is why the fear is coming out from all these different things. Fair use. Here's another situation in Texas.
Come on, I'll get along. Please remain seated until we get Oh my God. Please get us on. So fire, this is jet.
Now, some people can say, oh, is this acting or not? I have no clue. Or they're just doing this stuff. They're paying people to do certain things. No one will get harmed, but I know they're pushing fear. I don't know we should fly to the Passover. I don't know we should fly up out of Babylon. Hey, you can keep your fear. You can keep your fear. I'm gonna trust in my God. Now if I see something just totally crazy, then that's a little different. But like a spirit flight, these new spirit flights, sometimes it's like, bruh. Here we go. Here you go, your boy again. Fair use educational purpose. Here go. I mean, I don't really like Tasha K like that too much. And when I say I don't really like what she promotes, it's a lot of bashing men and just mess and gossip. But I tell you what, she tore Elon Musk a new one. A new one. And she went in on this dude. She was like, ain't some of your cars, since you blaming all the crashes on DEI, what about all of your cars that are not better than the electric cars of Cadillac and everything else? Your cars are crashing with no one in them. I mean, she went in on them of things I can't even say, but she's like, yeah, they don't even accept you in South Africa, brother. Yeah, you better hope you make it over here, because people starting to catch on to you over here. You and your Roblox garbage cars. This dude let me tell you, this dude here, I can't stand him. He's corny to me. Straight up. He reminds me of a dude who couldn't get no play in school.
Takeover of a government agency. Musk has also been given access to the massive federal payment system, which includes Social Security payment information. ABC's Christian Cordero has the latest on this. Christian, good morning.
Andrew, good morning. Elon Musk accessing the federal payment system and taking over agencies is raising legal questions. At issue is funding already approved by Congress now on the chopping block. Overnight, sources confirming that Elon Musk has been given access to the U.S. Treasury Department's vast payment system.
They did not want to let him have control of this. People were fighting back against him doing this. Guys, we're here. Revelation, the book of Revelations, you are a part of. You are living in the time that the prophets wanted to see. It's before your eyes. It's almost over. We don't have much time after this gets infiltrated into the system. But the elders will have meetings and talk about that, obviously, as we watch this thing go further and further. Right now, we got a little time. It's no need to move in haste or move in fear. Let the prophecies happen. Stay prepared, and we're going to make it through. But it's amazing to see what our God says is totally 100% true. The Quran have failed. The Egyptian Book of the Dead is mummified dead. All you need to do for the rock in Mecca is take a sledgehammer and smash it. Any other books, yeah, they done too. None of them tell what's going on in this world. But the word of the Most High's Son, Yeshua. This dude is in charge of the Department, right, of Government Efficiency. Dogecoin, I know. But eventually, we told you a long time ago, this stuff will eventually be, through blockchain, you will have to get the mark of the beast. It's just a short period where you can come up through certain investments and things like that. Don't ask me anything about that. You have to do your own research with that. But we're in a time where only the wise will learn how to store and have what they have, and they will be able to put things together. Okay?
Essentially puts the government's multi-trillion-dollar checkbook in the hands of the world's richest man, and his message about wasteful government spending has been clear.
The world's richest, corniest dude who comes to do the job of the devil himself. This dude is just a puppet, no different than Bill Gates. He just was born to do the job of the beast. Nothing special about him.
Your money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that.
How much do we...
He can't even, I mean, listen, he got a hat on, but he got no swag at all. Whatever y'all call swag. He got no coolness, no style at all. The Department of Government is going to fix that. He comes straight from racist South Africa. Huh? Chunking up the Hitler sign. Come on, guys. The people are not blind here. And now they see what's going on. The fear is coming to the people because they don't have the word of the Most High. It's not sealed in them to where they shouldn't have fear. They don't really know what to do. They know they heard about the Bible. They believe in God in their mind, but they don't really understand what's going on because they have no shepherds or guide. It's almost like they're afraid to die, but they're not afraid of their soul, because if they were afraid of their soul, they would join and have a guide of the shepherds who you have to come through. There's no other door. Anybody who else comes through another door is a thief or a robber. Meaning if you try to find another way in, just because you're related or just because you know someone, Christ is going to say, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. I know you not. But I called in your name. I cast out devils and I prayed in your name. He's like, I don't know you. That's what Christ said. That's what Christ himself said. Huh? That's what Christ himself said.
Think we can rip out...
I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
The official who oversaw the federal payment system has been placed on administrative leave after he resisted giving Musk and Doge officials access to the system, which contains sensitive information about millions of Americans who receive Social Security, tax refunds, and other government payments. While Musk's team has access, it has not yet gained operation.
This dude's gonna be able to Social Security and everything. Mark of the beast, anyone? Sensitive information given to this guy.
Control of the system, and no government payments have been blocked. That could trigger a legal battle since the money is approved by Congress. Musk has also said he wants to get rid of the penny, noting that the 1-cent coin costs nearly 3 cents to produce.
Elon's doing a good job. He's a big cost cutter.
This weekend, Musk also taking aim at the U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID, which is in charge of dispensing tens of billions of dollars in foreign aid. Musk writing USAID is a criminal organization. Time for it to die.
To be clear, in shutting down, which we're in the process of doing, shutting down USAID.
About 100 staffers were placed on leave after the agency refused to give Musk's team access to classified material. The team was eventually given that access. The Trump administration has already faced legal hurdles while pushing to gain more control of government spending. Just last week, Trump's executive action freezing federal grants and loans was blocked by the courts. Back to USAID, many staffers.
That boy Trump looked like a real Simpson. The first orange president, I tell you. Ain't that something? I don't know what type of tan. Trump be like, listen, I'm gonna stay tanned up. He say, ain't nobody gonna be able to tell me nothing. I stays tanned up out here. Now this is what I was talking about with the young brother. If only our people. Now we don't we don't believe in celebrities. But, you know, some of them are going to come to Christ. But the clowns, let them be clowns. We don't care about the clowns. But I want to, this young brother, what he did say is really common sense.
Going and spending our money with these folks so bad, bro. Everybody's so worried about TikTok. Let's make our own TikTok. We the one that got this motherfucker popping. It's only popping because of the music on here and the content that we create and the dances that we do. Let's make our own app. Let's make our own brand. Let's make our own shit.
Excuse the language.
It's 2025. We still don't got nothing. We don't got nothing. Y'all so quick to run to the other people, bro. Where's our shit at? Y'all so quick to suck up to these people for what? Like y'all don't got the money to do it. We got the money to do this shit. I try to come out with a video game. Niggas laugh. What y'all laughing at? We need to own shit. We need to have a video game that we own. So quick to run the PlayStation, Nintendo. So quick to run the Xbox. Let's make our own shit. So quick, everybody crying over TikTok. Oh my God, TikTok. All these black millionaires and billionaires, y'all can't go make another app? Y'all can't see what they doing on here and just go make another app for us? Like, why we don't own nothing? Why we don't got nothing? Why y'all depend on other people so bad? Why y'all so quick to go running and suck up to these people? For what? We the ones that make this shit poppin'. If it wasn't for us, TikTok wouldn't even exist. It's our music that's going viral. It's our dances that's going viral. It's us on here making the content. Why we can't make our own app and we all go get on there and do the same thing? Why y'all want to be on somebody else's platform so bad? Why y'all want to support somebody else's brand so bad? Why you can't support yourself? Build yourself up, create your own shit. That's what I'm saying, bro. And that's why I'm here with SODMG brand.
Now, yes, the young brother needs to come to Christ. So I don't listen to his music or anything like that. But, you know, sometimes the soul or the spirit cries out. And, you know, I pray that these young brothers, you know, in this celebrity world like Bootsy and just people who have some type of potential. The thing is, it's kind of hard to be in the industry and do both. It's very difficult because you got to be among these snakes. It's like you go to the Grammys and things like that. But what he's saying is not wrong. They have their little in and outs when they're sober minded. They have their little in and outs. But let me tell you, the reason is, Soulja Boy, is because people are not. They're not following Christ. You probably say, well, what does Christ have to do with it? Well, when men do things and they think that they do things in their own power, they become their own gods through vainglory. Right? So we have to do things according to Christ's will. Just money enough cannot solve anything. There has to be the principles of Christ. It comes with a lot of different levels of honor, of sacrifice, a lot of different things. But brother, with that type of mindset, I can tell you, if you come to Christ, humble yourself. Some leaders are just born. I believe, yes, they have to go through discipline on their way up, but I do believe that I don't hear this from every man. I've only heard it from a few people. You have some people they're good slaves, meaning they're good at making money. They're good at running a ball. They're good at playing basketball for massa. And there's nothing wrong with that. That means they're strong. They're warriors. But if they can do that for the Most High, even the better. But then you have some people who would be in captivity in the old times. They just would not back down. No different than Levi. That's why I don't know. Maybe I'm Levi or something, because it just certain things that my family, you know what I mean? They all own their own business. My aunt, my mama, that's just how some people's minds just works like that. They like, I'd rather die than slave for massa. I may have a stepping stone like everybody else does, but it's just not going to be this way forever for me. I'm just not lying down because Master says lie down and because he just offered me a check. I have to leave some legacy for my own people. Either I can take a check for him, just like on Power. When you watch the first episode of Power with Ghost, you had, I think the guy's name was Simon or something like that. This Malachite. He took Club Truth from Ghost because he thought he was wiser than Ghost, but Ghost was way wiser. And Ghost had in his mind like, I got to get my ownership back. I can't let this white dude try to outsmart me and outplay me. But the reason that Ghost fell because he started cheating on his wife. He fell off through the lust. So sometimes Judah or Israelites have the mindset towards doing right, but then along our way, the devil will throw little things in our path. And that's the part that we have to be careful about. But having something for your own family, guys, I'm going to tell you, is important. So if you're a warrior, you just add this of what I'm saying to you, just a little independence. And independence don't always come with just money. It's a mindset. It first can start with living below your means. Right? Because then you'll for sure need Master if you're living above your means. When you're living above your means, you're trying to be in a little world that he created among other people who are trying to do the same thing, the rat race. But once you step outside of that, you get to see things how Master sees them. You either be a producer or continue to be a consumer. We all will have to be a consumer at some capacity, obviously. But we're talking about overall here. Okay? Because once you start to see on the outside, you won't have as much fear of what these guys are actually pushing. Come and see it through Christ's lenses. Come and see it through Christ's lenses. His goal was not for us to be under Esau forever. How do we know? How do we know? Let's see. 2 Ezra 6 and 9. Let's see if we can find that. Second Ezra 6 and 9. Oh boy, I went to the Apocrypha. We're gonna go there soon. Sorry guys, 1 second. I'm getting it. I'm pulling it up. Where is that other Ezra's right here? I could be passing it up right in my face. I don't see that here. What? Where is Ezra's? Yo, give me 1 second. I don't know what the heck is going on. What's going on with this app? That's deep. All right, I'll get it in this one. I do not see it in there. Maybe I need to refresh that app. All right. All right, here we go. I have no clue. They didn't even have Ezra's 1 in there. Bruh. All right. 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. How about we start, we're going to start a little earlier. 2 Ezra chapter 6. No, we're going to start at verse 1. 2 Ezra chapter 6 and 1. And he said unto me in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, or even the foundations of the paradise were laid. before the fear flowers. This is just going to build your confidence in why the Most High made the earth. You don't need to have fear. All of these things are supposed to happen. Verse 3 says, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot, and ere the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned. Before they were sealed, they have gathered faith for treasure. Then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended. Everything you see shall be ended by the Most High, the way that he would have it, and his promises that he kept to our forefathers to save a remnant are happening and will happen. We must trust in his word, because when we don't trust in his word, we shall not be saved. I'm not just saying that, I'm going to read it to you. And by none other. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? What shall be the cutting in half of the signs, the times? And when shall be the end of the first, which is Esau? When shall be the end of his kingdom, and the beginning of it that follow it? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel, talking about the heel of Esau. Okay? For Esau is the end of the world. Don't believe in the fear tactics they show on Hollywood movies at the end of the world. It's just no one's going to be living on it. No, do not believe that. The end of Esau's world means kingdom. People, Christ's kingdom will be on earth. The Gentiles will have to work for 7 years rebuilding and cleaning up the earth. Okay? So, for you Christians, for you Muslims, for you Hindus, for whatever, for you atheists, if you didn't know and you probably were always asking these questions, you're getting the answer tonight. How do we know when the end of the world is? The end of the world is now. It's already happening. The destabilization and the destruction of America, which the Bible calls Mystery Babylon, is happening now. Okay? So the power can eventually go to Europe or the 10 horns. Okay? And then Christ will come back to destroy them, unfortunately. It has to happen. Because they have pride. When you read in the book of Obadiah, only the righteous seed of Edom's children or the white man's children will make it into Christ's kingdom. Okay? So, let's get it. Verse 9 says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. The hand of man is betwixt or between the hand, between the heel and the hand. So that means it's halfway, probably by the waist now. Probably at the beginning it was on the heel, but as time goes, the hand is moving up to eventually, well, right, this is where we at right now. We choking him right now. It may seem like he's choking us, but we choking him. Spiritually, he's being choked, and it's a fight spiritually going on before we grab the neck and eventually choke him out. It may seem like it's the other way around, but it's not. The word of the Most High is going to conquer by the law and the word alone. That's why he's going to come back to destroy them without force. It tells you in Ezra that he's going to destroy them without labor by the law, which is like fire. Okay? So the hand, and that time, Ezra was about 500 to 550 years before Christ. Okay? So we're going to read about that 12 parts and how 10 of them are gone. We're going to read about that and show you where we are now. It's about 23 to 2,500 years left after Ezra's times, but that time has to be cut short. Okay? So because one day to the Lord is 1,000 years. He did the creation, then we had 6,000 years left. So now we're at the end of that. Okay, the earth is split up, if you want to learn the Hebrew Academy, by 50s, by Jubilees, okay? So, Let's see here. So we're going to keep that there. Let's go to here. Let's finish educating you here. Let me see. Okay, we got 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. We did that. We're going to go to, let me see where I want to go to. Where do I want to go? 1 second, guys. Let me see what I want to get really quick. Go back to this Apocrypha. Ecclesiasticus. Let me see. 34 and 10. What does that say? Is that? Not that one yet. 1 second. Yeah, I guess we'll go to 2nd Ezra 14 and 9. Let's do that one. We'll do that one first. Because I just wrote the scriptures down. I didn't write them in order. Let me see. 14 and 9. All righty. Y'all ready? 2nd Ezra 14 and 9. For that, let's do 8. For that thou lay up in thy heart these signs that I have showed, and the dreams thou hast seen, and the interpretations which thou hast heard. For thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, and with such as be like thee until the times be ended. This is talking about that he's going to rest in the bosom, which Christ has control over, because the bosom is down there in hell. Christ has control over that. He can visit the souls whenever he wants to. So the dead in Christ rise first, for those of you who are new and don't understand that, okay? So verse 10 says, for the world has lost his youth. Why? Because the Most High created the earth in 6 days or 6,000 years and rested on the 7th day. And then you have 6,000 years left, and then you have 1,000 years, which will be 7,000 years, where it's 1,000-year reign with Christ. The Most High is perfect in all his ways. 6 days he creates the heavens and earth. Okay, rested on the 7th day, and then he gives man 120 jubilees times 50 is 6,000 years. So he gives them 6,000 years. And then after the 6,000 years is over, it goes back to 7. It's just never going to just be 6, because he does things in 7s. 6,000 years, once again, for the time to finish. 7 is the 1,000-year reign with Christ. But it has to be cut short. Okay? So when Ezra was telling us that the hand was between the heel and the hand, that means it's halfway on the body. It would slowly, through the division of times, be moved up, and that would be about 2,300 years, 2,500 years, something like that. I'm not for sure. I don't have my notes in front of me, because he was like 500 to 550 years before Christ, if I can remember. Okay, so but it can show you we're already here. So our hand is here now. If you was to be down here at the waist through the time that Ezra says, we're here now. All we got to do is either choke them or smother them and put them in a jiu-jitsu move. We got a John Jones him. You know how John Jones in the UFC be on the floor, he put his hand over you. That's all we got to do is just fit it, taking him out. I don't want to be too violent on here. I know, but spiritually, that's where we are. So Israel just have to hold on to the choke and finish choking out this kingdom. Right? Take a dog. Now choke him. So, for the world is divided into 12 parts. You only had 12,000 years. You're really not counting the Sabbath, because the Sabbath is really rest. Okay? So the earth is divided into 12 parts. Then the 10 parts of it are gone already. So 10,000 years will be gone already, and a half of a 10th part. Okay? So you got 10,500 years gone, right? So you see what that leaves you with, okay? All right. So, and there remaineth that which is after the half, which is after the half of the 10th part. All right. Now, therefore, set thine house in order. Okay. Set thine house in order, and reprove your people or thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. That's the fear you need to have. That's the fear you need to have. Okay? Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of men. Stop getting into mess, stress. She doing this, he doing this. Are you still getting into that? You still dealing with baby mama drama. We are in the end of the world. Y'all still can't get along? It's gonna be a Lot's wife or somebody's husband finna get left. It's gonna be one of the two. But I'm just saying, Paul's like, how can you call yourself spiritual if you are yet carnal? Get those things together. Sisters, if you've been in here 5-10 years, you still don't get the order, what you got to ask yourself, what are you doing? It's time for you to turn to the side of Satan. Straight up, I'm just be honest with you. If you still not getting that right, go ahead and turn to the side of Satan. Because you're not going to make it, my sister. I'm just telling you the truth. I'd rather tell you fast, pray, but you've been doing that and you still ain't getting it. It's time for you to go do your own thing. You can't, you're made to back him. It's just not going to be anything different. Okay? You're going to be like a sister I'm getting ready to show you right now. And it still ain't working out for her. You got sisters out there running to Nigeria, trying to marry people now. So our sisters, they like to keep their integrity. They're like, I'm going to go to Nigeria, because you really don't want to have to work under the white man for money. You know, that's tiring. You like to look good and look precious, what you are. We love the daughters of Zion. But you doing all of that and you really be broke or dependent on the government. And that's just the truth about it. It's no down. But then you run over there and you really still hiding under a man. But you cheating on him on the side, but you really need the money. You either need the child support from him or you're going to go to Nigeria. You know you don't really like Nigerian men like that. But you're going to go over there and you're going to think it's going to go your way. But they might got 1, 2 to 5 wives. But you don't mind because you really just want the bag. So you can get on Instagram and show people that you are doing something that you're not really doing, but really that man is doing it. Huh? This is where it's coming. The fear is there for the sisters. Oh my goodness, what we gonna do? You running behind the man now, huh? 7 women to 1 man now, huh? Isaiah. You don't want to hear the truth. You want to be Beyonce. You want to go win you a Grammy and just be on Instagram. Instagram don't even pay no money like that. I be trying to figure out, why is everybody on Instagram? You ain't got no YouTube or TikTok or something else? That's how you can tell you are self-idol, some of you. A lot of these so-called workout chicks, they're not paying like YouTube. Unless Instagram has a form of Patreon, like on their little Instagram, but they're not really paying like that. So people it's really marketing and just to show things for other channels, but people just so into themselves. Right? Yeah, you the Instagram model. Broke though. You got to go to Dubai to get that money. They might have some camels waiting on you, some donkeys. You know what I mean? Some Arabs. I mean, these guys got hair all on the back of their neck and their back. And you really acting like you love that more than your own black brother. Come on now. I mean, tell you. I did not some of them hairs. Because, boy, sometimes cats be having hair like werewolves. That thing is up to here. I done seen cats with hair right here. And these are cats who got the bread. They can't dance. They don't got no style. And sisters is running over there quietly, not telling nobody, coming back on Instagram. Yeah, I just came from here. And, I'm shopping over here. And, y'all not doing it like this. Yeah, they not doing it like this because they don't want to, they don't want to be over there with them Arabs. Huh? I'm telling you, it's time to stand behind a black man. You have ruined our nation. We have ruined our nation, and we need each other now. Okay? Drop the pride. Set thine house in order, like it says in verse 13. And reprove your people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, meaning get some of them back in line before it's too late. Have a little grace and mercy on them. Come on now. Stop doing what you're doing. Let's get it right. And now renounce corruption. Let go of the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. Stop talking about mess and just stupid things that don't matter. Tasha K got a whole channel. She's famous off of mess. Why are we at Shamar, this little, the Down syndrome retarded guy? No offense to the brother, but that's what it is. Why are we at a concert of an LGBT retarded person like that? Entertaining that when we could be helping him get out of his state, at least, if he would allow it. Set aside, wait. Here we go. Verse 14, let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature, and set aside thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to run from these times. Hurry your behind up and stop this crap. Because when I be hearing mess, and I'm looking at the clock ticking, in the end of the world, the hour of temptation, I'm looking like, are you still having drama? You love me that much, don't you? You just need an offense to be alive. You just need an offense. You love her that much. You love him that much. You just need drama. You can't live without drama. You know why? Because for some of you, the attention is not on you, or you're not running things. It's some people that's like that too. When they're not in control, the demon starts to go crazy. Yeah. The demon starts to go crazy when some people are not in control. I can't deal with it. Keep your drama and watch from home. When you're ready to come to church and be a grown-up and put away childish things, the door is open. You want people to care about you and your drama. I don't care about your drama. I'm going to tell you right now. Be a grown-up. We have the Bible to solve grown-up issues. We have counselors. You either listen or you have to find another shepherd or be led by the wolves. Period. And I'm not going to cry if you leave. I'm sorry. I have other souls that's here doing what the Bible says. I know you want me to care. I care in a sense, but I don't really have the liberty to care about drama, because Ezra's telling me right here, right? Haste to flee from these times. We are here. He was saying that before Christ. We're here now. Do you really think at the end of the world, Christ wants to see us arguing with one another? Huh? 16, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. It's more things to come until our kingdom comes. Like a woman in travail when the baby is getting ready to be born. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more evils shall increase upon them that dwell therein. For the time is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hasted the vision to come which thou hast seen. This is where we are. I'm not trying to be mean to people. I have to deliver the message how it comes out. I love people. Listen, it's for who it's for. Hell, if the lesson come out and I heard something good, I'm like, man, I need to check myself on that. I need to get better at that. When you focus on the emotions, the pride, you're turning into Lucifer. Okay? Let's jump to 36 and 1. Let's do that. Ecclesiasticus 36 and 1. Let's go there. Yeah, let's go there. This is a prayer for the deliverance of Israel. Let's go to prayer. A live prayer right here. The words will pray themselves. That's how powerful they are. The prayer for the deliverance and the restoration of Israel. Ecclesiasticus 36:1. Have mercy upon us, O Lord God of all. And I don't need no Israelites who comes on here. Lord means Baal. I have to speak to the people who understands it this way. Well, you shouldn't be saying Lord. Lord also means master. All right. So I'm sorry, I have to be all things to all men. Okay. Enjoy your perfection bubble that you live in. Have mercy upon us, O Lord God of all, and behold us, and send thy fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee. This is what we need to be praying, not fearing. Pray to the Most High, help him, ask him to restore your soul, continue to do what you need to do to endure. Lift up your hand against the strange nations and let them see thy power. This is what you need to be praying. As thou wast sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us. Show your power, Most High, against these nations who exalt themselves against us. Let them fall in their own snares, their own traps, which he will. And let them know, we're at verse 5, and let them know thee as we have known thee. And there is no God but only thou, O God. Like he had to show him through Nebuchadnezzar when Daniel did not get eaten by the lions. Like he had to show them through the the Egyptian Pharaoh, that our God is a true God. And he will show them, he will show all of these so-called kings or leaders or presidents in the world. He will show them who's God again. He's already done it before many times where they had to eventually call on our God. Okay? That there is no God, but only thou, O God. Through Nimrod, he showed when Abraham walked through the fire. We will be fine. You don't need to have fear. You'll be in a situation you have no control over. All you need to do is have hope and faith in your God till death. But some of you will live. A lot of you, most of you will live through this if you follow the Most High's commandments. We're going to read that. Okay. That there is no God, but only thou, O God. Show new signs and make other strange wonders, other than the ones that you have done before in Egypt. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works. Raise up indignation and pour out wrath. Take away the adversary and destroy the enemy. Make the time short. Remember the covenant and let them declare thy wonderful works. So pay attention right here. He said what? Make the time short. Where did we read that? 1 second. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Somebody was texting me on Skype here. Let me see here. I want to go really quick just to a precept. Mark 13:20. That's where I want to go. Mark 13:20, where he talked about, in that prayer, it said, make the time short. Right? Look, I'm going to show you. Verse 8 says, make the time short. Remember the covenant. Declare thy wonderful works. When he makes that time short, Christ is coming right back. So let's go to Mark 13. Let's see where he said that, if I can remember. There we go. Verse 20. Mark 13:20. And except that the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh should be saved, but for the elect's sake, whom he had chosen, he had shortened the days. Okay? And then, well, we can read that. And then if a man shall say to you, lo, here is Christ, or lo, he is there, believe him not. For false Christ and false prophets shall rise, and shall show signs and wonders to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect. But take ye heed, behold, I have foretold you all things. Right? So let's go back. That's where you heard that from. To make the time short again. To make the time short according to the covenant. Verse 9, let him that escapeth be consumed by the rage of fire, and let them perish that oppress the people. This is your prayer. Okay? Smite in sunder their heads of the rulers of the heathen. We don't want to smite godly people. We don't want to hurt anybody, actually. But this is the prayer of our forefathers. The rulers of darkness, this prayer is against them who contend and fight against our God and oppress and bully the poor. Smite in sunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen that say there is none other than we. So any man who's claiming that he's greater than our God, yeah, this is a prayer against him. Gather all the tribes of Jacob together and inherit thou them as from the beginning. This is the prayer of our forefathers against those people. O Lord, have mercy upon the people that is called by thy name, upon Israel. Talking about the true Jews by blood, the righteous Jews, whom thou hast named thy firstborn. I'm sorry, no offense. He did not name the people staying in the land now his firstborn. They were not originally in that land. We were. So you can't take on a promise that wasn't yours from the beginning. If you were not there when the promise was made, it definitely ain't your promise. Your promise was something else we're going to talk about. Right? 13. Oh, be merciful unto Jerusalem, thy holy city, the place of thy rest. Fill Zion with thine unspeakable oracles, and thy people with thy glory. Give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning. And these are people who haven't seen the Most High in Christ. You had people who seen Christ and still didn't believe him. What about the people who are believing and can't see him? Who are righteous, who are humble, who are not fighting against one another? These are special people. He's like, hold up, these people haven't even saw me and they believe. That's crazy. Do you think he wants to let these people go through the slaughter who haven't even seen him and believe? Not that they're not going to go through trials and tribulation. That's going to represent that they come from that same lineage of Jacob. Verse 16 says, reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful. O Lord, hear the prayers of thy servants according to the blessing of Aaron over thy people, that all they which dwell upon the earth may know that thou art the Lord, the eternal God. Boy, our forefathers had some great prayers. Great prayers. 2nd Ezra's 16 and 33. Let's read that really quick. Should I go there yet? Hold up, I'm going to go there. I'm going to show this first. 1 second. Let's go to, we read this one a lot, but I'll go through it really quick. Sirach chapter 2. This is a powerful one here. Enduring the trials that we have to go through. My son, if thou come to serve, I'm going to be fast with this because I want to get through it. If thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end, which we are coming to now. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. That a lot of our people are going through now. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity, just like Abraham. Just like the little children who were in the oven. Believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust him. This is how you will be protected. For those of you who are now following our church, this is the fear you need to have of your God, not losing your life to these people who are over us. They have no control. I just read to you earlier that the Most High made the world alone and he will end it alone. Okay? I don't give a damn what the white man is doing. If you want to be blunt. Okay? Because he will be damned. Right? His brethren who are righteous will be with us in the kingdom. And if he wants to continue in pride, he will be damned. What you need to do as a sister is follow your men. What you need to do as young men, follow your shepherds. What you need to do as older men, if you have not led your people right and you didn't know, follow your shepherds. This is not the time to show a few scriptures that you know. Who cares? We already here. We've led the people this far. If you have obedience, maybe you can help us along the way. Okay? Let's go. It's not the time for vainglory. 7 says, ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy and go not aside lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe in him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, as you see, because we woke up to this truth of who we are. And he's allowing us to take part in the kingdom. Time and chance have happened to all men. Don't say, well, why he didn't come to me? Because he sent teachers among you and you denied them. You wanted to go back into the world because you thought you knew it all. You have women who raises their daughters just become just like them, and they're running the men. The men have to step on eggshells in the house. No. It's not about having to taunt power. It's about restoring what was in the beginning. That's it. It is about obedience. You have to understand the order that was made in 1 Corinthians 11. This is how you will have no fear. Stand behind your men, and you're only going to have a few righteous men who stands up. The harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. We're not talking about a physical-minded, fleshly, tough guy. Those people will get crushed. This is not to practice your jiu-jitsu moves or your karate moves. This is not about that. You will get crushed by Esau. He is afraid of you physically, so he's going to come and hit you with a laser. And because you can't fight against a laser, you're going to have to come against the one who have created all weapons on earth, Christ. All of the weapons that the fallen angels have taught men to copycat that come from the heavens, plasma weapons and all that. Your karate move will not help. One thing you can do, you can make a good movie with that, a good video with that. But that's not going to win a war. You might get you a honey or two with that. You might get you some Instagram chicks with that. But Christ don't care about that. He's going to put the spirit on the righteous, and they'll be able to do any move. And he's not going to put it on people, lazy people. He's going to put it on disciplined people who already work out, who already are diligent in their business. That's who's getting these things. Not just a person who says, man, praise the Most High. You ain't getting nothing. You getting the kingdom for following the laws. But if you were not diligent in your business or you were slothful in your business, you really won't be getting that. Okay? Because this is the thing, he's not blessing people if you wouldn't do something here on earth. Why would you need that? Right? Yeah, man, we're going to do this and do that. You are a little scrappy. You know the little dog? Let me at him. Let me at him. That's who you are. This is not for little scrappies. This is for the reality people. Okay? full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in the time of affliction. Now check this out. This is an important part that we have to remind you about. Woe be to the fearful hearts. I want you Christians to understand that heart in the Bible have nothing to do with this. This will not help you unless it's pumping blood to keep your soul alive. This is a body, and this is just pumps for you. This is where evil and good is present. You can't be fearful in here. You feel things in your body. You feel adrenaline, but you can't go by a feeling. It's talking about the mind that when you watch television, okay, well, they're controlling you. They're brainwashing you. This starts in the heart. It's talking about the mind. Just to teach the beginners, the heart in the Bible is always talking about the mind. And it's telling you those who follow the heart or how they feel in their mind, those people, they're following their own righteousness. Ask yourself if us following our own righteousness have helped us as a nation. It haven't. So what I think, how I see it, we don't care how you see it. We care how Christ sees it. I just take myself out of it. Let me see what Christ says. What will Christ do? That's all. I'm a roll with that. Okay. Woe be to the fearful minded is what this word will be read in modern day. Not heart. Woe be to the fearful minded and faint hands. Oh my goodness. What we gonna do? They said it's another bird flu. I don't care. I don't care. I make me some bread, I eat me something else. So what? But it don't seem like my chickens is getting sick. It don't seem like these other birds is getting sick if there's a bird flu. And they get mad because you're not afraid like them. Now they telling the CDC on you. See? Listen. Warriors ain't worrying about a little white man telling us something. It's more from us having to go to prison from putting our hands on him. If you really want to be real about it. There's no little white man coming on my property, me telling me do. Now, if I have to do something for me, put my hands on him, because if you really want to know how it really would be if I was in my land, not under captivity, any man, no matter what color, coming on my land, it will be something a little different. Before he even got on my land, I got something with a nice scope. I ain't talking about binoculars. Okay? So, and if I'm talking to him dead on, ask people when they try to just come on my land. It's a dude who tried to come on my land and check my septic. If you think I'm just, I treat everybody the same way, with all respect. So it's no, he act like this over here. Nah, bruh. You really don't know me like that. Somebody come on my land, I wish you was... He was like, oh, I came on the wrong man's land. I'm like, brother, I seen you sitting right here. Do you need something? Because I told him, you can't just pull up here and I don't know who you are. Oh, yeah, I come in to check your septic. And I'm like, with all due respect, my brother, you should have called me before you came. Oh, the other car broke down. I'm like, it's all cool. The man who you work for, he know me. He know he can't just pull up like that. It's already been some stuff go down. Some people tried to roll up on my land like that. So I'm just not the one. This is private property. And the dude was shaking. Because I'm serious. I can't walk on the white man's land. When I first moved on this land, you had white folks try to roll up on my land. And I'm like, they kept trying to do it. They felt entitled. And I had to let them know, with all due respect, you can't just roll up on my land like that. With all due respect. If I can't just roll up on yours, you can't roll up on mine. I just want to let you know that. They haven't been back since. I'm not that cool like that. Because, you know what I mean? We got to get that together. If you're not like that now, people just walk on your land, do anything, you might well let them knock on your door and come and take your goods. I had to get that done. I had to let people understand that now. So in the area, they know, don't just roll up on his land. All right. Listen, it's like we don't even know what a real man is no more. That a real man is like, oh my goodness, he's angry, he's controlling. Where are we reading, Cheryl Manning? Well, right now we're reading in Ecclesiastes 2:12, my sister. Okay? And guess what? You can still be respectful with that. When you pay for something, you own something, you listen, the world needs to be retrained with that. If we walk on Esau land, they might hit us with a dot from afar with a scope. But when they walk on our land, they want to be so surprised. Oh, I don't even want to come on his land to do work anymore. But when I come on your land, then you calling the cops on me. You better get it right. Talk about why you bringing up old stuff about slavery. Come on, man, please. Come on, man. Verse 13. No, we're going to go back to 12. Woe be to the fearful hearts and the faint hands and the sinner that goeth 2 ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? I'm just tired of this. I just got to just live, I just can't take this no more. Whatever's going to happen is just going to happen. We can't worry about all that. Okay, well, go eat genetically modified food. Don't call us when that sends you to the hospital. Go ahead, take the 2020 scorpion poison in your arm, the thing they said people need to take. Don't call us when you get sick. Go ahead and eat all their chemicals. Don't call us when you get sick, since you've lost patience. See what Christ says about that. But you can't expect us to come and rescue you when you lost patience. Okay? They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well-pleasing unto him. Not you. It ain't no, what he gonna do for me? What you got? No, listen, he's going to want to do something for you if you're a good woman. Any real righteous man, I'm gonna tell you right now, he's not just trying to go and beat on a woman. And I said a righteous man, he's not just trying to beat on a woman just because. You got to push. Men don't even barely want to fight men. Like, you know what I mean? So what did you do? This dude, he's loony, on drugs. You must have picked the wrong cat. Because really, regular men, they're not just trying to yell and go hard on you just for nothing. Right? You might, a wicked woman is given to the portion of a wicked man, and vice versa. We have to start educating ourselves on how to pick through counsel. And that's men picking women. Women presenting themselves a certain way so that they can be picked. They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well-pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. You can't say all these things happening, but it's like, I don't even want to talk to you about all these things happening if you're not even following the law. You're telling me you're sick, but I'm watching you eat all of the unlawful things. What's there to be sad and talk about? When I'm eating righteous things that I've told you, I'm eating this because this helps, and those things may cause parasites, and then you eat them. You want to be saved now? You want to be saved because you don't want to die from being able to sin. That's what you're starting to get uncomfortable in your sin because the Most High is doing this. You want to figure out how can you get to the next point so you can still continue to sin. Because if you truly have not sought out the Most High, you're going to die anyway, no matter where you go in the world. Okay? They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts. That means you need to take out time to focus, study, discipline yourself in your mind, and humble their souls in his sight. Not like fingers, you ain't fit to tell me, listen. No. Or men arguing because they don't have control. This is not your show. You may be exalted in due time, but wait on your ministry. This is not about like a man, like a certain man's ministry. We didn't sign up for this. We didn't ask for this, excuse me. The Most High granted, and he chose who he chose. Okay? Saying we will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men. We're not worrying about what they're talking about you can't eat the things that God said is good. We rather fall into the hands of the Most High. than have fear of what they're talking about, so we can go eat their lab meat or something, for example. Oh man, this other stuff ain't safe no more. It's listeria and this and that. It's a recall and this. So what's safe? Your lab meat? Your lab grown food that may cause all types of cancers? Listen. Come on now. Let me Ecclesiastes 34 and 21. They had some good stuff in here. Then we're going to go to a few more videos here. I had to bring some powerful scriptures out though, for these times that we're in, for the fearful. Is that where I'm going? Is that where I wanted to go? Let me see if that's where I wanted to go. I think so. Oh, I wanted to show this is what's going on with this government system and how they're taking away. Well, really what's really going on is they're making our people uncomfortable so our people can depend on their God. But they have been doing this since we've been in captivity. Check it out. They're coming in as wolves in sheep clothing, the tree of good and evil. Verse 21 says, the bread of the needy is their life. So the bread or the food for the poor, that's their life. He that defrauded him thereof is a man of blood. This is who you're looking at. Elon Musk, Donald Trump. You understand. Yeah, they're coming in one way, but they're gonna finish off in another way. Who would promote a cancer vaccine? Come on now. Biden. These are the people who you're looking at. Bush. Obama. Right? He that taketh away, because the Most High is going to work through government too for us. While they're trying to do evil, sometimes he'll force their hand to do certain things. Okay? But the Most High is just not going to be in a liberal situation. I'm sorry. Okay? He can do what he wants, whatever, but he's really, ain't rolling with this LGBT stuff. Okay? So, he's not the author of confusion. and our people are always Republicans, okay? So, he that defrauded him thereof is a man of blood. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him. Not loving your neighbor as you love yourself, making the rich richer and the poor poor. And he that defrauded the labor of his hire is a bloodshedder. It sounds like we're talking about Esau here. When one builded and another pull it down, what profit have they then but labor? When one prayed and another cursed it, whose voice will the Lord hear? So when you hear a person who's doing these actions and is evil, defrauding his neighbor or the poor, whose voice does the Lord truly hear? And what God do they really serve? He that washeth himself after touching a dead body, if he touch it again, what availeth his washing? How are you going to say as a government, God bless America, but then you're showing total evil? And this is for you too, who's in the body. You have to understand this. If you come to serve the Lord, you got to come all the way. You can't be double-minded. So is it with a man that fasted for his sins. I like to tell people this a lot. You have people throwing around fast all the time. Man, you gonna join me on this juice fast? Join me on this joint. And guess what? These people either fall off the church or they fall off. You got the people who promote the fast the most. These are usually the people who falls off. They trying to be extra spiritual and extra zealous. Not that one shouldn't fast, but these are the people who really need to be fasting. But not only fasting, they don't have like a disciplinary track to follow after that. So they actually get worse. They fasted for all the wrong reasons, like it talks about. I think it's in the book of Jeremiah. Right? They fast for vanity. Like the disciples said, You know, I mean, like the Pharisees say, our disciples fast, you know, every week. They was coming to Christ with that. Like, dude, why you always trying to be more spiritual than Christ? He like, listen, they gonna have to fast when I'm going. Trust me. They gonna be going through it, and they gonna purposely want to fast because they gonna be going through it. They ain't gonna feel like eating some of the things that they're gonna go through. But you guys tossing around these fasts like you extra spiritual or something. When the kingdom is falling because of your garbage. You get some people who think they deep to try to lead the people. It always fails. Yeah, man, I did a 40-day fast. And you're still unrighteous. You still not deep. You still don't get it. You're ever learning and not coming to the knowledge of the truth. You should have been floating. You think you're deeper than Christ or the deepest Israelite ever now, right? That's what you're thinking, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna be up there with the 24 elders. Negro, you putting yourself first, you will be last. Get your mind right. So is it with a man that fasted for his sins and goeth again and doeth the same. What you fast for, you're going to go and do the same old crap. What was the point of that? So a person who really fasts less than you and they continue to follow diligently the law through humility with faith and works, you fast a lot, but you're still not getting in. Because your mind is focused on being deep and spiritual. Vainglory. And you have to get on the internet to tell people you're no different than a Muslim. Oh, I'm fasting. I'm so hungry. And go it again and do the same thing. Who will hear his prayer? And this is what I've been telling people my whole walk. You think you deep, don't you? Yeah, man, she just did a 40-day fast. I don't care. She's not going to be deeper than me. She's not going to be deeper than him. She's not going to be deeper than her. Like, is she trying to like beat people in the kingdom or something? I'll be totally confused. You got to try that. What am I trying it for? What's the purpose? Like, is a fast have become a competition or something? An Israelite competition? I mean, because if I'm getting certain works done without doing what you're doing, when I get on it, I can't imagine what it's going to be. Because I'm doing it through Christ. That's supposed to be between you and the Most High. Okay? Before y'all start a fasting click and all of you go to hell. Fasting yourself to damnation with your precepts too. Who will hear his prayer? You think you fasting and you're not receiving answers like the book of Jeremiah told you. Is that in Isaiah or Jeremiah? I think it's in Jeremiah. See? Or what doeth his humbling profit him? Like, what are you? The Most High is like, what are you fasting for? You trying to be deep. I got my fringes on. I got my beard. I got my head wrap. You like fasting to feel, you trying to feel spiritual? Like, I don't think when I got in the water, I just felt so different. No, Negro, you still going to have to fight the battle now. The demons are coming on you harder now. I felt like I was floating. You probably did, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you have some people who focuses on like dreams and how they feel and fasting. That's their part of the work. And how many precepts they can find in the extra biblical text. And they try to speak the whole Hebrew. They'll go around speaking the whole Hebrew language to people who only speak English. And I'm like, brother, we're going to speak the whole language in the kingdom. We're learning it in the Hebrew and Bible Academy. But you can't go and speak the whole thing to people who don't know what you're saying. Like, they be typing a whole message. And I'm like, I don't even understand all that. Right? Because I'm not speaking that every single day. I know what I need to know, and I can sharpen up in certain areas sometimes. But it's like, what's going on here? You speaking in tongues now. You just trying to show off to people like you're a super Hebrew. I don't get that, man. Don't do that, guys. I'm trying to show you guys how not to be vain. Please don't do that. Right? I want to wanted to show you that scripture because he that killeth with the sword shall be killed with the sword. That's Revelations 14:9. So we don't have to worry about what Esau is doing. Esau is supposed to do what he's doing. Christ is allowing him to do certain things. Christ don't have to use his energy. He like, let's let Esau use his energy. I'm not going to use the heavenly energy because I'm going to already destroy Esau without labor. I don't need to use my energy to destroy sinners. I don't need to use energy for that. I'm going to use evil to do it. Let them do it. You don't waste heavenly energy. If some of you had superpowers, you would waste it because you guys don't understand what it takes to make energy, to make life. It took energy to do it. That's why the Most High rested. I guarantee you, if you made Israelites have superpowers now, everybody would be on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, man. We just healed this many people. They will be all one vainglory. While you would have a bunch of humble brothers like us who haven't used it yet unless it's an emergency. You wouldn't even know we had it. And we would use it only to save lives, which is the greatest love that a brother can have for his brother. See? You got Negroes who learns precepts just to go and show off others. I can care less about it. I am here to gain souls. Okay? I know we have, listen, it's so funny. We have some people who's on here who are not in our church. When I put my email address out there, they will send me things. And I don't know who you are out there talking about the book of Daniel is open and a bunch of links. And it's some white dude on there teaching. No offense, brother, but we already got, the book of Daniel is open to us. I don't know who you are. No offense to you, but I clicked on that link. I'm like, who is this person? I thought it was a brother. He got 55 subscribers. No, nothing against it, but I'm just saying, like, listen, brother, we've been teaching the book of Daniel for the last 20 plus years. And we're showing what's going on right now with it. So we good over here. Please don't come to my channel trying to teach me. I have my own teachers above me, please. I got Elder Rawchaa, you know what I mean? I'm already good here. I can learn more, but I don't trade shepherds like that. And you can't come to my sheep to take my sheep because that's going to be personal. Right? If you want to give me a call or something like that, and I'm just going to tell you the same thing. Brother, go and find your own people. I can't come to your sheep. Stop trying to steal sheep. All right? And don't give me the scripture, you should not hate thy brother in thy heart. No, please don't do that. They feel sad and they give you that precept. Lord have mercy. So Esau, he that killeth with the sword shall be killed with the sword. The unrighteous of his people, like the hierarchy and the leaders. And Genesis 29 showed us that he was blessed by the sword. So the person who was blessed by the sword and is taking all of these countries through colonialism, that same power that is using fallen angels to rule, they will be killed by the sword. So I'm educating you guys about that because if you're beginners, you don't have to have fear. Everything is in control. The angels are in total control. The Testament of Adam shows you every job of the angels that they do. When they come down to fight with Christ, these guys will have no chance. All right? So let me show you this really quick. Let me show this really quick. Let me see. Let's see if I can get that. No, that's 13. Second edge is 13. Which one did I want? No, I do want 16. Check this out. verse 31, 2 Ezra 16 and 31. Even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search the houses with the sword. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. This is when it gets really worse. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. There's going to come a time where the Most High preserves and saves the righteous, keeps them in a certain place. You'll have some people who's going through this part as this thing gets worse. Where when it says virgins, we're not just talking about virgins, people who have not had intercourse. That don't even exist in America, but that's not the original definition. All right. A young maid still, ready to have babies. So these young ladies, some of them will lose their husbands, and some of them, because they didn't care about it, they will have no husbands. Their bridegrooms will not be there. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. That's why they're going to Africa. You got people from, these little reality TV shows. They're going to Africa trying to, like these little, what is that name? Portia and all this stuff. Portia Williams or something, whatever. I don't know her name. All these people are traveling overseas to now try to marry African men. You don't really know these African men and how they operate, do you? Okay? You think you think you're gonna go over there? They know what you're doing over here. They know if you're a queen or you are a IG model or a video vixen. They know the difference. They're not just going to pay for just anything. Okay? Maybe they'll act like they'll marry you. Before you know it, they had a night with you. They send you back on the plane if you can get home. Looks don't. It's not just about looks anymore. That thing is dying down. The way the economy is, men is like, hold up, I can't afford to just be worshiping Kali. All these black women who have turned themselves into divas, fallen angels, fallen gods, like Kali. They want to be worshipped. Okay, they're getting BBLs. They're getting lips that God already gave them, and BBLs. God already gave them all these things, or they just need to get their behinds in the gym. See? You're going to be left for the Arabs and the East Indians, Esau, the Russians, the Asians. That's who you will be able to have in war. All of the disobedient women. And unfortunately, if you have a young man who you didn't raise to be a man who won't fight back, those young men will now be the women of the soldiers. Okay? So, and I listen, I don't care about these reality TV shows. I don't even know what's going on with them. But that's what's going on. If her husband took the money, she must ain't been running too much. Okay? So, who knows? Going to Africa ain't gonna solve it. It's get right with Christ first. And then he gonna find you the right man. In the wars shall the bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. This is the life that we are living now. Okay? And not just a war like World War III. We're talking about what you see going on now. Us getting picked off through their PSYOP missions. Making excuses to come in the neighborhoods to fight terror. All of a sudden, they're fighting IS again. I have to say it like that. I don't really want to put that word out there. The so-called boogeyman that were fighting overseas. Okay? Yeah. IS. That's what they're fighting. So-called again. Out of nowhere, you get that group again, huh? Some people say it's Israeli secret intelligence service. That's what some people call it. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it, and believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As with a woman with child in the 9th month, bringing forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her wombs, which pains. And when the child come forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. And the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle. And in those evils, what is the Most High people going to be doing? Above, you read women who's going to be left behind. The evil women who's going to be left behind with their children. Through the wars, these soldiers are going to come and take over. But what did the Most High tell us? Don't fear what's going on. The evil people, they will be destroyed of your people. But my righteous people is the only people who will be saved. We've been reading it through this whole time. Oh, my people, the righteous, hear my word. Those who hear the word, make you ready to thy battle. And in those evil, be even as pilgrims on the earth. That's how we're making our way through the battle. Going from one city to the next until we end up in the wilderness. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. So he that's selling, you got to get rid of it for a little less than you would get rid of it. Just get what you need to get, because guess what? That might be all you're going to get for it. And he that buy it as one that will lose. You need to be in the mindset right now to live below your means and focus on gaining things while it's still time to gain. It's not about flashiness anymore. It does not matter anymore, guys. It does not matter anymore. America is now a third world country. We talked about the homesteading lifestyle and how important it is. It's not a game. You're gonna, do if you have the means to do things, do what you need to do. But understand, you better make smart moves. The Bible is telling you right now. He that occupied merchandise as though he had no profit by it. You're going to have to get rid of certain things for lower when it gets really deep. Right now we have a little time. But as you see the times drawing nigh, understand and see the season of what they're talking about. Right now we have tariff wars. We have a little time right now. But trust me, we are here. I'm not telling you to move and fear. Oh my goodness. But this thing is going to be tense. You're going to be relaxing and tense at the same time all the way into the kingdom. Until we make it to that wilderness and then we get into the kingdom. Guess what? That's like a woman getting ready to have a baby. She have a little relaxation, but then she have a little pain. She have a little relaxation because the baby's about to come. Our kingdom is about to come. That's why it's like this. That's why they're wearing out the saints of the Most High. We're not supposed to be comfortable here. It's not going to be comfortable. You're going to have pockets of comfort. Simultaneously, pockets of tribulation. Okay? 43. He that soweth as if he shall not reap. So if you come to a time where it's like, we got to get up out of here. Don't be saying like Lot's wife, I got to stay behind and get my guard. I never grew no grapes in my grape tree yet. Leave it behind. You'll have more grapes where we going. Okay? So also he that planted the vineyard as if he shall not gather grapes. Now I'm talking about right now. Right now you need to be trying to homestead. You need to get out of the way and do certain things. But eventually you'll have to leave all that too. They that marry as though they shall get no children, and they that marry not as widowers. It's going to get very deep in the years to come. And those years are short. They are not far off. 3 years, 3.5 years are going to go by and you're going to be like, whoa. After that, it gets really deep and it's time to see what's going on here. They are working on this brain chip and stuff soon. They that marry as if they should get no children, and they that marry not as widows. You waited too late. You was waiting around to see how handsome he was going to be. You trying to find a certain type of woman on Instagram and all that. Listen, you were just waiting. You passed all these beautiful women up that was righteous. You passed all of these handsome men up that was righteous because they didn't fit the reality TV show man, the Hollywood man, the Instagram man or woman. Huh? You was waiting to be worshipped. Now you're going to be hurting. Not hurting, you're going to be hurting. Like the old folks say. See ye the times. And therefore they that labor, labor in vain. For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses and take their children captives, for in captivity and famine shall they get children. Look at that. You'll get children, but in captivity and famine. Through the Arabs, the East Indians, they're gonna beat you till you call on Allah. That's what you're ready for? You thought the black man was bad. Oh my goodness, some of these nations are barbaric. Huh? It happened when I was in Egypt. They were stealing black women, the cab drivers. It was on the news. Probably didn't report it here. They were stealing them, beating them. Ask for proof for the brothers who live there. Stealing them, beating them, putting these little, whatever you call these little garments on them where you can only see the eyes. And then they were converting them to Islam, making them their wives. This was going on. They were snatching them up during the revolution. I'm telling you the truth, for sure. This was news. Snatching up a bunch of African women who were over there, and even Americans who just wanted to come out there, women who just want to travel alone, beating them, snatching them, and making them their wives. Just so when it says war, it's just not talking about just a war like an army. Revolutions, protests, all that. Uproars. Yeah, act hard now. I can travel. Nobody gonna do nothing to me. I used to fight in the hood. I used to fight men. Go to the other side of the world talking that crap. I seen an Arab smack another Arab woman wife. When they get to talking back over there, and I was like, whoa. Man, you better wish you had your man with you. You would wish. Verse 47 says, and they that occupy merchandise with robbery. You better pay attention here. These scriptures are for this time. And they that occupy merchandise with that man look like fine gold to you, huh? You better look at that man different. Huh? You better look at that man the way the Most High is reading it. See? I bet you looking at him now from these scriptures. Oh my, you was looking at him like he was dusty and busty. Cause he wasn't looking like Shamar Moore, huh? Well, you find out some of these cats will be at the puffy party. That's all I'm gonna tell you. See? But he gonna be looking like fine gold to you now, huh? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they will deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons. The more I will be angry with them for their sin. So all the sinners, they're going to continue to just perish eventually. Like as a whore envieth a honest and virtuous woman. Right? So shall the Most High hate iniquity. Why did we bring that scripture out? I'm going to show you. One second. Why did we bring that scripture out? Let me get this video. I'll have this ready. Second Ezra 13 for the last scripture. Let me get this thing here, man. I mean, this is what's going on with our sisters. We losing it. Oh, you know what? No, I need to show this really quick first before I go to that. I need to show this really quick. Sorry. Fair use, educational purposes only. Check this out.
Will be the electromagnetic weapon. And that is what we are facing now. And that's why this document is so important. Because if we're going to survive this, We need to take measures to protect our health, to avoid being targets, and especially to build up our own immune system and our own bodily strength. And they offer information on how you can do that. And
so what she's saying, I just wanted to show that really quick, because what she's saying, a lot of people who are whistleblowers are saying that they are really trying to fight us with these heavy metals, as we've been seeing. Now, there's a few things. I do have a few articles and things like that. That's why I showed you guys about the iodine. It's a chelator. Obviously, you have cilantro, iodine. You do not want to get cilantro that's grown just anywhere, because it will attract the wrong heavy metals. There's people who grow cilantro in a cheap place, and then you get in the wrong heavy metals. So it's easy to plant cilantro or just get it from a good source. I wanted to show you this article just to show you. You can read on your own time. I'll put it in here. But it's plenty of articles out there. This is just one of them. All right. Probiotic potential for heavy metal detoxification. Now, we've already spoke about how important it is about the iodine. I actually just took some before I came on here. I had a long day. But not only does it assist with, and I have to say assist with, chelating heavy metals, obviously, parasitic worms, bromide, or whatever the case may be, right? That is one of the top on the earth. And it's so many more reasons we've proven, and I have more information about it. I mean, it just keeps getting deeper. Why we need to really deal with that. Okay, in my opinion. Okay, I'm not a doctor, but we've provided the information, and also think probiotics, sauerkraut, kefir, whatever ferments that you like. They chelate and get rid of heavy metals. Now, why did I say this? Papaya seeds too. Yeah, but you guys, let me show you guys. Let me teach you guys something. I'm not talking about some of you who just watch videos. I'm talking about some of us who's living the life. I know you guys are watching the old vegan guy too. Some of you, this same vegan guy with the old vegan guy who's very scrawny and skinny. No disrespect to him, but he would tell you don't eat honey. Don't eat honey because they throw it up and they feed it to their children. We're not talking about those people, because then I'm gonna check you with this. I got cats out here who's working out the same as his age, swole, can move, and they're nowhere near vegan, and their diets are way worse than his. Can move, knock cats out, go to war. If you are vegan and tired or too relaxed, that's what happens when you just focus on plants only as a man. It's nothing wrong with it, but you have no like natural dominance with you. I'm just telling you the truth. I've noticed cats is just calm. Let's going to be with the earth. We just deal with the plants. And guess what? If you have livestock, you notice and you learn the parasites climb up the plants too. They're on the plants. They're putting mRNA in the plants too. So please stop this stuff, because you're going to be calm and, oh my goodness, yes, we don't want to fight. We just need to have peace. See? And you're going to be too scrawny to do anything. Somebody pluck you and you're done. Okay? So we need to actually start doing these things and living them ourselves. Everyone on YouTube or social media is not telling you the truth. Some people are doing some things for views. You need to be testing things for yourself. Not just throwing a comment out there, oh man, this does it too. Have you done it? Have you been living it? How long have you been doing it? Okay? Please. These probiotics, you research them, you deal with them. These things that help you, you research them and you deal with them. And then you say if it works for you or not. Okay? So people keep throwing out information. I'm really not an information guy. Show me what have you done and what are you doing and how has it helped you as a community in the body of Christ, please. We have to just stop tossing and sharing information if we're never going to use it. Okay? Please. It's just getting old now. Because there's a lot of misinformation that's out there now. Check out your boy, Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab.
Will be safe if not.
Fair use for educational purposes only.
Everybody is vaccinated.
Are you vaccinated, if I
Yes.
may ask?
Yeah. I mean, I'm very pro-vaccination. Yeah. I believe the science is unequivocal.
Can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains, and I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants, just think of sensors planted into our brains.
Basically implanted in your skull. So, but it would be flush with your skull. So you basically take out a chunk of skull, put the Neuralink device in there. You put the electrode, you'd insert the electrode threads very carefully into the brain.
It doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you if you take a genetic editing. It's a fusion of the physical, the digital, and the biological world. That's really the essence of the fourth industrial revolution.
A merger with biological intelligence and machine intelligence.
An effort for man to merge with machine in
Yes.
a healthy way.
Yes.
To beat machines, you basically have to merge with machines.
Most likely, yes.
As work is changing, is a universal basic income really a solution to this problem?
I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic.
Guys, that is what the mark of the beast is. I've been telling you for a long time. It is universal basic income. They're starting little pilot programs in Chicago and Texas, and they're talking about giving like $600 a month. I'm like, what's that going to do? Well, I mean, they're talking about giving $600 a month, $1,200 a month. I mean, what's that going to do? Honestly, that's not a lot of money. Okay, so that's what the mark of the beast is. In Revelations 13, for those of you who are beginners, when you start to hear about universal basic income, we just need to bring the peace. Everybody's equal. We buy all your debt from you. We give you just regular income, because they started to promote it and push it during 2020, 2021, something like that, right? And they were getting people comfortable with the idea. We don't have to work. We just get income every month. It was a test. They can look at numbers. They can look at who really wants it. See? So let me tell you, guys, we are here. That's what the mark of the beast is. Universal basic income. Before they finish, like once they start it, we'll still have a little time. But we'll have to, before it gets everywhere, that's when we'll have to get ready to get up out of here. Obviously, the elders will guide you with that. Right? So things have to start somewhere, and then it has to totally finish. But we'll have a little time to turn whatever we have over. And guess what? You'll know about all that if it be the Most High's will, right? This is where things are going. Homesteaders, people who laughed, and all of the lessons that we come out with homesteading, those are the least views. This is how you can tell Israelites be fronting. All they want to hear about knowledge of people talking against Esau. That's what they want to hear about. Knowledge against talking against Esau. That's all they care about. But when it comes to actually doing something that they'll have to do to live, they are still slaves in their minds. They don't really want to have to do that. Huh? The homesteading lessons be the lowest lessons. And that be the greatest knowledge that you will need to actually survive. Right? Yeah, that's Israelites. You want it all. But guess what? Some people, they don't take it serious enough, what they really need. But guess what? It's going to come a time where happen all those lessons. It's going to be like Enoch. Going to be just like Enoch. Enoch, he He told them certain things and he slowly backed away. Yep. Fair use. Educational purposes only.
Know who started ChatGPT? Elon Musk started ChatGPT. He created the logo. So can you explain to me why Elon Musk is doing a Nazi salute?
Just want to look at that salute that he gave again, just if anybody missed it, we'll just show it again. He's just wrapped up here. You can hear the...
Now, if you were really trying to not do...
That's your boy. He's everywhere. But okay, we get that. That's not a big deal. What are we going to do? What are we going to do because we've turned all our men? What are we going to do since we turned all of our men like this? Fair use, educational purposes only.
Statement that gangster rap was intentionally encouraged, and then they found some people that were just straight up actors to play this role of a gangster. And one of those people is obviously Tupac. So let's just watch this footage. You may forget this. Tupac was an actor, and I'm pretty sure he was not a heterosexual.
They fooled us all. This is the thing you have to understand. We love the talent of our people, and they play such great roles. But it's like you would think like man, they are really good actors because they sure had us all crunk. We were like, man, Tupac, that's the realest rapper. People cried when Tupac died, just very similar to Nipsey Hussle. We just didn't think. We thought that we didn't realize they've always been doing this. They've always been doing it. When we grew up now, man, it was about all of these musicians and these rappers. Guys, that some of that stuff molded us into who we are. The elite were behind it the whole time, molding us into who they wanted us to be molded into, giving us saviors. But when we really listen to the words as we mature, like, hold up, did he just say what I thought he said? These guys just learn how to stay in character. Biggie Papa have never been the best rapper alive, never. Listen. I'm going back to Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, something like that. Not Jay-Z either. These guys are weird. I can't say whatever else they are. They got some other stuff going on. You talking about your homie kidnap kids, do things to them and throw them over a bridge. You were talking about human trafficking in your rhymes, Biggie Smalls. You had a clothing line, 666, Biggie Smalls. Tupac, Thuggy, following an East Indian. What Negro follows an East Indian? Are you kidding me? No offense to East Indians, but we don't follow you. We make everything fly. Right? We make it so fly. You got an East Indian talking about, I'm a black nigger. I'm a black nigger. They made Tupac follow Babylonian culture and bring it to us. And that turned us evil. It turned us into the sons of Cain. Gangster rap. I don't care what Ice Cube says. I love Ice Cube. And I'm glad the brother's waking up. But he was a part of that. He can say he wasn't, and it wasn't that bad, brother Ice Cube. I love you, brother. But that's just not right. You played a part in that. For you not to admit to that, that's on you. But I have to disagree on that. And that don't mean I don't love you. I love that you're learning that you're an Israelite. But just because you're famous, people are not going with people just because they're famous. We can still build our kingdom together. We're not going to agree on everything. But I'm not going to sit here and say that, let him say, Snoop say that they, nah. Some of that stuff raised us. We needed men to look up to. So we followed that. But it was wrong. It was not Christ. Talking about robbing, selling drugs, pimping women, all of that was wrong. It was all wrong. We were kings. Kings do not stoop to stupidity. Tupac was holding hands, had his pants down. Let me tell you, Tupac has a picture of him butt naked, and guess who was taking the picture? A white Jewish guy with the camera when he was in the bathtub with the chains on. It was white Jewish people taking pictures of him. That's not gangster. And I hate to bust your bubble, but if we're gonna get out of these curses and we're gonna wake up, we gotta let all of that stuff go. We have to be retaught and relearn everything. Nice sounding music, but even Israelites who comes in the truth, it ain't just about your talent. You cannot be somebody just because of your talent. Who will you be without that? Just like some of these guys, who are they without money? Right? Like being a righteous man, and then the talent comes next. Okay? So because that way things won't pass just because a man has talent. Because he has talent, he can get by with this, he can get by with that. That's Lucifer. The Most High, if he'd have let Lucifer get by with trying to be mischievous in heaven, it would have continued to spread. He already took a third of the host of angels. I remember when I used to play basketball, and we had people go to the NBA for my school. One guy went to a great college with Rick Pitino when he was coaching. I forget what's that college at the time. His name was Carlos Hurt, this brother. I went to school with Carlos Hurt. I was playing ball at the time when Carlos Hurt was there, and he used to be able to come and skip class, didn't get good grades, but the coaches still let him play. You see what talent does? How talent would just move you through even if you're wrong or you're not doing everything right. And but guess what? It would never last, because guess what? He ended up going to college, messing up because he was smoking weed. So if you don't put discipline on a man now and you let him think he's free, that's what happened later. So his whole career was ruined, and he did good in college. They bought him his mama a house, doing all these different things, cars, all that, before he went to the NBA. Got caught smoking weed, kicked off campus. You see how you see when the spirit of Lucifer jumps on people? Talent ain't everything. We need to learn how to see through it and make sure the person is who they are. And here we go with Tupac.
Actor either on the basis of this clip. Take a listen.
I'm most like my mom because I'm arrogant. Totally arrogant. I agree. I have to say.
The Most High can't deal with arrogance. He resists the proud and gives grace to the humble. That's a sign right there. If you come in and hit the like button, we almost done.
Like at work, I can't hold a job. I just quit my job today, actually, because I wanted to come and do this, and they wouldn't let me. And I felt like it was important.
So because he's feisty and he doesn't get his way, you're not finna tell me I can't do this. I'm finna go do what I want to do. No discipline as a young man. And hey, following your dream, nobody said you can't follow your dream, but look where that got him. Being with Jacob Pickett, soft.
And it was more important than serving pizza, and we had enough people, so I felt like since I'm an actor, they should understand. They should have let me do it, but they didn't. And then I had to.
They should let you do it because you're famous. They should let you get away with things because you have talent. Negro, this is the real world. When you have to raise a family, you realize when you have to pay for groceries, bills, clothes, this is the real world. Your talent better be making some money for you to pay for your kids. But you still can't walk around with an ego. That's Lucifer.
So they were making me work in a freezer. And I'm really not one to be disrespectful. And I felt like that was disrespectful because I asked to go, So I quit. And he told me I couldn't quit. And that even made me hyper. I'm arrogant. So when he told me I couldn't quit and we had all these customers, I chose that time to jump on a soapbox, grab my leather jacket, light a cigarette in front of him, smoke, and leave in the middle of a rush. So that was natural. That's arrogance at the top. That's, I think, I'm most like my mother. And she likes it. She'll see it in me and know it. And we clash a lot because I'm arrogant, she's arrogant. And you should see us when we get in our little attitude moods.
Man. A little life of a thug nigga. Uh-huh. I don't know, brother. That's living a life of a little woman. Huh? And guess who he was raised by? Mama. Daddy's still around. Huh? And this is a thing. When I heard Dear Mama, it got you all teary-eyed. And it's like, hold up. No love for my daddy because the coward wasn't there. He passed away and I didn't cry. His dad didn't pass away. His dad had not actually passed away. His dad, when he made that song, did not pass away. Let me see something. He died in 1960. And Afeni Shakur died in 2016. To my knowledge, when he made that song, I was seeing interviews of his dad. I could be wrong, but unless those are old interviews. Because I'm like, yo, hold up, I seen unless that wasn't his real dad. But anyway, he was soft. And you had another woman come and tell you that. Maybe that was his stepdaddy.
I'm just saying it's a lot of hand movement for an eventual thug life gangster.
So what I'm saying is, fair use, educational purposes only. Our women have fear because they have turned the men into them. The men have fear because their women have turned them into them.
All I'm saying is that he got praised. He got the most amount.
Fair use, educational purposes only. I don't like Vlad, but this is what it's on.
Praise in his life for that role. And I feel like he got stuck in that role to a certain degree for the rest of his life. That's what I think. Now, listen, I'm sure if me and him talked, he would say I'm full of shit, whatever. From my point of view, that's what it is. I equate that to Tupac.
Very much so.
Tupac did Juice as Bishop. And I remember even like Biggie was saying when they ran into each other at the Soul Train Awards and guns got drawn and everything else like that, like Biggie was looking at this guy who he used to hang out with, that he was close friends with and everything else like that. And he's like, I'm not seeing Tupac, I'm seeing Bishop.
Thank you. See, I mean, I've been saying this, I said it a long time ago when people try to attack me. But now you think about everybody who speaks about Tupac. There's a dichotomy. There's two guys going on. Mm-hmm. All you got to do, please play the 17-year-old Tupac, the interview. That's who he was.
Yeah.
He was this innocent, almost, dare I say, somewhat effeminate type of dude, right? Like when you really look at that interview, he was a very soft person. That's who he was. 2 years later, he plays Bishop. And that character that he created with Bishop influenced millions of people. And he stayed in that character. Because I literally would see him flip-flop from one character to the other, because we would hang out, we'd play pool, and famously people would say, your friend looks like Tupac. And they didn't think that could be him, because he was more like that 17-year-old guy. And a lot of people that really knew him was like, yo, because I always speak the way I speak now. And so he felt very comfortable being that other side around me, that really playful, clowny, kind of like silly type of guy who knows all the Schoolhouse Rock jingles, and then would flip into a different mode around. It's kind of like once he did that bishop role, that became a much more interesting character for him to play. And I always say it's like if Al Pacino played Scarface and then chose to stay as a Cuban drug lord to impress Cuban gangsters. Well, he could stay in that character if he wanted to. You know what I mean? Al could have done that.
Completely.
But when you're a young kid, that impressionable, and you get all of this accolades for being that character, even gangsters, look up to you and give you that's a fantasy for a young kid like that, who was saying, oh, these guys call women the B word. The B word. He was saying this in their interviews. 2 years later, becomes bishop, right? So, I mean, I just think this is a fascinating study of human behavior that people could just look at that and go, wait a minute, the Tupac that you've seen, his biography is a guy who grew up tough his whole life. That's not what he was. Simply, that's not what he was.
He grew up poor his whole life.
Yeah, but you would think he grew up in the hood his whole life. And you know good and damn well that wasn't a scenario.
Yeah, no.
Because
he hopped around different cities, from Baltimore to Marin to New York.
When he's 17, he's a background dancer for Digital Underground.
Right.
And then he gets cast in G.O.C.C.
Right.
So that it's fascinating when you just think about this imagery. It kind of connects with the Seagal thing. There's an image that somebody's presented. If you really pay attention, who are the real people? There's an imagery that most of our rappers presented early on that when you look at it later, and the Snoops and Dr. Dre's and Ice Cubes and all these people, you go, wait a minute, is that the gangster that influenced me to become a gangster? You know what I mean?
That the gangster that influenced me.
So So I look at it and go, hey, just kind of educate yourself and say, okay, there's imagery that gets paid great deals of money presenting themselves and influencing a whole generation of people to act other than what they are. Like,
come on, Michael J. White. Hey, I got to agree with the brother on that. Listen, I grew up with a bunch of people, a generation of men raised by women. And what I've noticed, I had a stepfather, and he was in the military, so he was very disciplined on me. But what I noticed, I said, a lot of these guys, they were really... It's not about being hard. What I'm saying is they would act just like what we're talking about, one way and then act a different way. And the thing about Tupac, he was still growing up. So like he said, he couldn't get girls, so he started to act like a thug. But he said act. And I even heard that him and Puffy were a thing. I don't know how true that is, so I'm not really going to get into all that. But it sucks how our black women have been deceived into getting rid of the man who could have instilled manhood into the young man, where now they have to work hard, and they thought like, I didn't want a man, but I'm having to work like a man, come home and raise the kids. And the same vibration you give don't come off to the children as what the man does. He could just speak easy. The children are disciplined more easy, but they try to run over on mom. And then you realize you need a man, you get lonely, so now you're fornicating, you got soul ties, and then the nation becomes worse. Now you got multiple kids all over the place. This is how Esau have done our nation. And now why at the end our women are afraid, trying to find men, and they're desperate to do it, and it's very difficult. And a whole nation of young men, even in warriors, been raised by talented actors who are not really. Ice Cube didn't really even grow up in the hood like that. Snoop Dogg was not really a Crip like that. So you know what I mean? Like, you're dealing with these type of people. Dr. Dre is not really hard like that. We should call him something else. He had great music. But he likes boys. No disrespect. That's just the truth. Most of your rappers likes boys. This is just the truth of it, God. We've been raised by LGBT this whole time and women. That's the truth. That's why men want to fight so easy, want to kill each other so easy. This is the spirit of the giants. Attack, do battle, destroy. See? The spirit of Jezebel. We've been raised by LGP in the spirit of Jezebel. Jezebel, she want things when she want it. Like a hob. I'm going to take that land. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. You're not going to tell me nothing. I'm getting child support from 2, 3, 4 men. And nobody's going to do nothing about it because my daddy, the white man, is going to put you in jail and put you in prison. Yeah, Kayam. His music still helped us because the talented part. But at the end of the day, no man helps you. It's the Most High who does things. The Most High he has a way of doing things. Tupac was still young. He was still evolving and learning who he was. Even with all of that being said, I'm sure at the end when he realized some things as he was evolving, I think he was only, 24, 25. He wasn't even, what we're saying through is a principle that he really wasn't gangster. He was being used like Nipsey Hussle, like Drake. He was being used for something. But even when you're being used, you start to evolve and learn, like, do I really want to do this? Or what's really going on? You start to realize as a man, like, I think I'm being used here. You're either going to stay with it or you're not. He was young. He wasn't finished growing up to learn who he was and what he wanted to do. Okay? Let me show y'all this mess for the last thing I'm going to show y'all really quick. This is just crazy, man. This right here. This is why hopefully we'll be able to read it with all these ads. It's different in New York. I mean, Bronx, Brooklyn, I mean, they breed some hard chicks sometimes. I'm going to lie to you. They have no pride. I seen one lady, she was eating her food on the train with like not even a spoon, had no pride. We can't get to the point to where we feel comfortable, unholy and dirty and you know what I mean? Some people from some of these places, they, you know what I mean, from the South, Louisiana, they eating raccoon, rat, possum. I'm like, we can't feel comfortable doing these things. We were put in these places, these little prison project places, and you know what I mean? That's not who we are. Look what's going on with this sister. Our sister's so desperate to get a man. People keep asking me about DMX. I haven't heard no bad stories about DMX like that. I heard that's who he was. So I don't know. Okay? NY woman. I love DMX, just like I used to love Pac, but if I find out something, I have to accept it. Now, I'm not going to judge these people because, like I said, when you're young and you're being groomed, everything's happening so fast until you wake up and see what's going on. Kanye went through that. So sometimes people wake up and find out what's going on. Either they will continue because that's what they're used of, and they'll have ins and outs. I don't know, man. But, you know, I pray that all of these brothers comes to the truth. But we have to break the spirit of our men who think that that was being manly. Tupac even has to know you were being used. He has to know he was being used. If he comes to Christ, if he's still alive out there, I don't know. If he comes to Christ, he would have to watch this and listen like, hey, I was being used. Young man, I lied to you. I didn't know at the time. But that's for him to say. But it's not for me to say I'm not going to tell the truth because I worship a man's talent. It ain't going down like that. Right? So, I love some of his music, but I have to keep it real with you. NY Woman, this is BET.com. I found some other ads, but it was very hard. They were coming with some articles. They were coming with all these ads on there. NY woman who went viral in Pakistan over a failed wedding, reportedly flying home. Elijah Robinson's journey from a rejected marriage proposal to internet sensation appears to be coming to an end. Excuse me. So, this is by Tabby Germain, February 4th. This woman catfished a young 19-year-old. What is going on with our sisters? Trying to move to these countries to find a man to survive. It is very hard for our sisters to survive as they get older. They're starting to realize that. Without a man. Some of them make it through, and some of them, they like, man, start to have regret of taking child support, bad relationships, whatever the case may be. And it's not all our sisters' fault. Some of them just didn't know. This didn't have a father, whatever the case may be. But if that word comes out to you that you need to humble yourself in the sight of the Most High, you might want to find out what that means. Start watching our channel, A Gathering 144, G.O.C.C. Media. Get in our Hebrew and Bible Academy, historytimes.org, so you can be saved through these times. You don't want to be like this sister here. Okay? It says, a New York woman is reportedly returning to the U.S. after a journey to Pakistan in pursuit of love turned into an international spectacle. Multiple outlets report a 33-year-old, Elijah Robinson, traveled to Karachi in October 2024, hoping to marry 19-year-old Naido Ahmed. I know they probably like, you didn't say it right. They want you to say Ahmed. Ahmed, I say Ahmed. Ahmed Mimon, whom she met online. However, upon arrival, Mimon refused to marry her, citing his family's opposition, ultimately leaving Robinson stranded in a foreign country as her visa expired. What followed was a bizarre saga that turned the young woman into an overnight social media sensation. Robinson allegedly remained in Karachi, wandering aimlessly after Mimon's family vacated and locked up their home. They said, we getting the hell up out of here. This Negro woman, she is totally crazy. He never met a New York woman like this. He done got catfish. He thought she didn't put herself on the internet as a dime. And whatever number he thought she wasn't that. That's all I'm going to say. He probably thought she was one of these IG models until she got out there. Her predicament gained widespread attention when she began making a series of demands on social media and even organized a press conference in Pakistan. I know these people was like, what the heck? I'm asking for 100,000 or more. I need 20,000 by this week in my pockets in cash. She started going out there making demands. That's a demand to the government, she declared in one viral clip. While initially it seemed she was requesting financial aid to settle in Pakistan, her motives became unclear as she continued to demand various amounts of money from unspecific sources. What is going on with our sisters? You passing up your brothers. I know it's rough in New York though, but I'm just saying, are we stooping that low? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. She finna go over there and get her some of that curry, huh? Fair use educational purposes only.
We don't know what you're saying.
Karaji P, what's her name? Karaji P Henderson. She a little overweight. Karaji P, is that her name? Taraji P. Did I mess her name up? Taraji P something. That's her cousin or her sister.
My husband will be picking me up from there. Thank you very much.
Listen, I hope he's saying the right things, okay? Like I said, Pakistan needs to be reconstructed the right way. Do you hear me, guys? Make sure y'all get this on your camera. I'm married to Nidel Hamid. I'm Onaija Hamid.
She's not married to him. She's going over there telling them, I'm married to him, so I need money. Sister. Oh, yeah, there you go. Taraji P. Henson. That's Taraji P. Henson's sister. She went over there and told this dude she Taraji P. Henson, and that's who he thought he was getting. And, you know, him and his family got the heck up out of Dodge. And this is the hilarious part. These people actually taking this system. They don't know what's going on. They like, we've never seen anything like this in this country. Israelites are like a peculiar people. She comes over here making demands, asking for money, talking about she wants to work on the infrastructure, because you know they need some infrastructures out there in East India and Pakistan. Lord have mercy. They like, take your behind back to Brooklyn, Bronx, Brownstone, wherever you from. Yeah, get up out of here.
We are moving to Dubai very soon. We're going to have our baby in Dubai.
Dubai's. She said Dubai's. Lord have mercy.
Hey, I have my son, Jeremiah Robinson, Sire Pitt. His father is William Pitt. Jeremiah's father is Lewis Thomas. They will be rich. The Irene family, Kiki, and the Lika, the rest of my family.
Look at these cats in the back. They just looking like, let me tell you, East Indians, simple as the day is old. They just sitting back there like, what's going on? What is even going on right now? What we doing right now?
So please understand, this city will be reconstructed. It will be fixed up right away. I'm asking the government for $100K in my pockets.
I thought this was like a joke or something. Once I found out it was serious and that it got social media attention, and that's why she's made it on the news, because she was sitting out in front of the house like she ain't going nowhere because her husband said he's going to marry her, but she ain't Taraji P. Henson. And y'all know I'm joking. She done catfished. And she said, I got my baby daddy's children too. You have to pay for them too. They going to be rich too. Did you not know that you were going to be going through this if you didn't stay with your black man? Huh? It's time for Jacob to understand what's going on. This is the results. You're trying to live off of child support from 3-4 different men. You're going around having babies because you really don't want to work and you don't want to submit to a righteous man. You have to have your say. If I can't have my say, it can't work. Well, let me tell you, you going to Pakistan with her. Pack it up and go to Pakistan.
I could do real estate. My husband will own it in Karachi. We will not live here, but we will get this job done right away. I'm asking for $20K right away in my pockets at the end of this week. That's all, folks, for today. That's it. He have nothing else to say. Goodbye. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Thank you.
Can you say how you have been in relationship? That's what?
That's private. You got to pay me more than $4,000 a week for me to talk in USD.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Guys, I would tell you right now, I think she may have to have a little mental illness here. Something's not right about that. Did I read something? Yeah, something is not right with that woman. You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, here it is. Let's go back to this article here. A man identifying himself as her son, Jeremiah Robinson, spoke to Pakistani media, shedding light on her mental health struggles. He stated that his mother suffers from bipolar disorders and that no marriage between her and Mimon ever took place. I'm trying to help her as her son to come back to U.S. She was only supposed to go to Pakistan to meet him and his family, he explained. As of Monday, February 3rd, Robinson is reportedly en route back to the U.S., though it remains unclear who facilitated her return. We got to pray for our sisters, man. This, let me tell you right now. Lord have mercy. It reminds me of Egypt all over again. Father have mercy. You get these sisters just going over there. They had no guidance before then. And then the church have to deal with, you know, all of these things these instabilities. We really have to get certain things together with the houses in order before the next leave. Please, or the Most High is going to be doing a lot of judging. Okay? So we're going to go to 2 Ezra 13 and 14 to end it out here. Let's go there. We're not going to open up the calls tonight. It's too late. 2 Ezra 13 and 14. Thou hast showed thy servants these wonders from the beginning, and thou hast counted me worthy that thou shouldest receive my prayer. Because he's not fasting in vain. He's not fasting for attention. He's serious about it. He's not trying to be deep. Show me yet the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceive in mine understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind. Okay, so woe means like destruction. It's a lot of bad things going on, okay? So, especially in these end times. Verse 17 says, for they that were not left were in heaviness. Those who die away, they were not left because they had heaviness. What is heaviness according to the scriptures? We're talking about heavy burdens resting, spirits, demons resting on a person, sin, carrying a load of sin. Now understand I the things that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them and to those that are left behind. So he said unto them, those who have heaviness, and to those who are left behind. When Esau is teaching you an agenda that there's going to be a rapture of people who are going to be taken away. Therefore are they coming to great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare. We're going to have to go through trials and tribulations in order to get to the kingdom, he's saying. Yet it is easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world. Meaning, there's going to be living people when Christ comes back. If all of the Israelites is not living, how can the promise of the Most High happen? Have no fear. Those who are supposed to perish and go to the bosom, they will. Those who are supposed to perish and go to places of torments, they will. So you have the dead in Christ that rises first if they go to the bosom. And then you have the righteous who's going to fit the prophecy to be living, which is a certain number of people, thousands of people. Okay? So that's what it's saying here. Yet it is easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world and to not see the things that happen in the last days. Okay? And he answered unto me and said, the interpretation of the vision shall I show thee, and I will open unto thee the thing that thou hast required. Whereas thou hast spoken of them that are left behind, this is the interpretation. He that shall endure to the end, like Christ says, he that shall endure the peril in that time hath kept himself. Talking about following the commandments, prepping, doing what he needs to do, being a pilgrim in a pilgrim mindset, staying in order under his shepherd. They that be fallen into danger are such as have works and faith towards the Almighty. Because you would have to not be deceived by false miracles, false leaders to make it all the way through this maze. You're like a maze runner. It's like the Hunger Games you have to get through. That's why they have these titles in these movies. This is the meaning of the vision. Whereas thou sawest, a man coming up from the midst of the sea, the same is whom God kept the highest. Oh, excuse me. I didn't want to read that part. Verse 24. Know this, therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead. That's what I want to read. Those who die in sin, they are not as blessed as those who are left behind. Those who die in righteousness, they will rest in the bosom. Understand the difference. Okay? You don't need to have fear. You either die in righteousness or you die in evil. You either live in evil and die in unrighteousness, or you live righteous and you are transformed into a greater body. Very simple. There's no need to have fear of what the Wizard of Oz is bringing while he's hiding behind the curtain. That's what I'm going to leave you guys with tonight. Make sure that you stay tuned. We have other lessons that comes out on Thursday from Deacon Hazak, Elder Rawchaa on Friday, Elder Rawchaa also on Friday a little earlier than that. Then he goes to Patreon. Sometimes Elder Rawchaa will even be on Patreon. Then we have the lessons on Saturday on the Sabbath class. Then we have our Hebrew and Bible Academy on Sunday. And I will be back, if it be the Most High's will, on Tuesdays, bringing forth, educating you, keeping you up to date with the times that's coming. Also, we have a lesson tomorrow, I forgot to mention, of Elder Rawchaa, who comes on Wednesdays. Okay? And make sure, once again, if you want to join our Hebrew and Bible Academy, it's $50 a month. And the new one is going to be starting very soon. Okay? So make sure you go to historytimes.org. I think it's starting very soon, this February. I don't remember the exact date. Okay, so let me see here. I'm sorry I didn't get that for you, but let me see. I think it's February 16th. Okay, I think that's the time it's starting, if I'm correct. Make sure you go to KIIYsupplements.com. Our selenium is coming very soon. It was actually at my warehouse, but I had some label issues, so I actually had to reroute it, fix the labels, and I will be releasing that very soon. Also, I have now extra iodine being stocked. A lot of your iodine is coming out. Those of you who have issues with shipping in Atlanta and Georgia and stuff like that, I don't know what's going on with that out there. We have to see what the heck is going on out there. I don't know if they're jacking Amazon packages or jacking packages in general, but it's a lot going on right now. But I also want you to pay attention to something very soon. I am dropping lifetime iron. You will never have to buy iron again to take. It will always be with you, and you can even put it in your bug out bag. Okay, so you'll see. I'm dropping that next week. That'll be here. And I really was motivated to do this for the sisters, but I deal with it too, because we need iron just like women. But sisters who's dealing with having to go and get blood transfusions, the time of the month they are just having no energy and they can't do anything when their cycle comes around. Don't have to worry about that anymore. We are fixing that issue. We are filling in the gaps and the spots. And guess what? We've already been dealing with it to know that it works. This is not like some guesswork here. I waited for a while using this. Okay. Almost a year, almost half a year, to make sure that this stuff is going to actually work. So get ready. And you know what? It's just pretty powerful. Just stay tuned. So I will be coming on here and making that announcement. And I will be uploading some things on my Lions homestead, just things I'm doing around the homestead. And I may be coming on the academy soon again, dropping some stuff on there too. So just stay tuned. Okay, and we're coming with some stuff because we are here to heal. That's what Christ said. These are the things that's going to follow those who believe and is baptized. We're not here to show off. We're here to help gather the Most High's lost sheep of the house of Israel and the Jews, and the Gentiles that want to gather with them, And we're not here for anything else. No mess, no vanity, no vainglory. Okay? So if something happens to me or anything, I want to make sure I put a dent in this thing. All right? So anyway, pay attention to what's going on out there in the world, but have no fear. The Most High is here. Peace and blessings, all right? Make sure you go to historytimes.org. Shalom.
The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you